Okay, we are live skis.
Who had 835 in the chat?
I know
Who had
that's what I was
835?
like. Someone had 833. I want to be right, wrong.
No, by the way, it was my fault this time, guys. I think Corin was ready at 830.
Yeah, but like I sent it at 31 or something. So
you sent it at 831. Okay, yeah. So,
yeah.
but it's my fault. It's not 832. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it could have been 832, but I was like a little slower. You know.
You are the star of the show. You take however long you want, bro. Yeah. What would you have in your, when they do like when celebrities go to shows, they have like they have shit in their dressing room.
Oh yeah, the writers, I think they're called.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, we've been asked at times, like, what do you want? And we're like, we don't need anything. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I guess you could put some fucking Coke Zeros in that bitch if you want, but like, we don't fucking care. Now, you know what's funny? They do there are a bunch of prima donnas who do ride up on some late shit. Like Lindsay Lohan famously did that when she was like going through her wild phase.
Right?
Well, she showed up late to like some shit she was supposed to be at. She showed up hours late. I heard The Rock too is terrible. The Rock is like, he does movies, but he'll like show up like 4 hours late to set. And everybody's like, what the fuck, bro? We're on the clock. Like, this is fucked up.
Yeah. I hate hearing that shit. So I did a football event in Las Vegas with Devontae Adams. He's probably at like over the hump of the peak of his career now, but he's still like one of the top receivers in the NFL. It was at some popular sneaker place in Vegas, and it was a party for him. And like he was showing up and being the guest appearance. Same shit as The Rock. Yo, he showed up like 3 hours late, and there was mad people waiting. And he came in that bitch like he wasn't 3 hours late. And it was like,
God, bro.
No. If you're gonna show up 3 hours late, you gotta hit us with some OD apologetic shit, buy some sneakers for people or something. But you can't just walk in that bitch like you did nothing wrong.
Did you see Allen Iverson showed up late to some shit that was for like disabled kids or something like that? Really? I saw this like months ago. Apparently, he says that like his people told him that it was supposed to start at the time he showed up or whatever. I don't know. He contests like that he was as fucked up as it looked like he was, but it was on some like disabled kid shit or like Make-A-Wish Foundation shit. And he shows up and they were like, he didn't even say anything to anybody. He just left right away. And like, my thing is, bro, I don't fault if you're like an antisocial person and you're like an introvert. I don't fault you, but like, then don't agree to do the shit in the motherfucking first place, you know?
Yeah. He seems like the type of dude. Oh, my audio's fucked up.
I thought yours was fine. Corin's audio. Oh, maybe they're hearing something different. I don't know. But my shit sounded good.
I don't know. I could hear you. Allen Iverson seems like the type of dude that it's like he doesn't care about anybody else. But if he fucks with you, like he'll fuck with you. But I don't know. He just seems like the type of dude that he'll show up on his terms. He'll do shit on his, so that doesn't surprise me that happened. And then after the fact, people are saying it's better. Okay. After the fact, I think I don't know if he doubled down or people were like roasting him saying that like he was disrespectful and shit like that. But like he's almost onto some Jedi shit. Like he never responds to this shit and he just keeps going about his business. And so it's almost like people forget about it, So it's like if he doesn't respond to it or if he just doubles down is like, nah, I'm Allen Iverson. That people are just gonna fucking respect it for what it is, and which I kind of respect. But if I was there, I'd be a little bit more tight.
Yeah, and there's like I feel like there's a lot of celebrities who do the exact same thing, So like you can't really get mad at any one in particular because it's like 72 of them do the exact same thing. So how are you gonna be mad? They all show up late. They're all like short at these events where there's a line and people take pictures with them or they sign autographs or whatever. But yeah, like I don't know, just don't. Like I said, if you're that type of person where like you really don't want to do any of that stuff, then don't do any of that stuff. But I guess a lot of these people, take up those gigs because they need the money. Like they probably get paid a bunch to show up to some shit, and so they just show up. But like, if you're paid to do it, then I'm sorry, you got to go in that bitch with a smile on your face, and you got to like pretend like you're having the time of your fucking life.
Yep. Let me see. Let me unplug my fucking shit for a second. They're saying my shit.
Why your shit's still fucked up? I don't know. Why do I hear him fine, everybody? I hear Corin perfectly fine right now. Yeah, I don't know, man. I hear you totally fine. The audio is messed up. Everybody's saying the audio is crackly.
I think they're bugging because it's the same shit. Yeah.
Oh,
You're
Corin's is popping, it says. What, you were using the Yeti mic?
No, I'm using just my headphones. Oh, no more cracks.
Wait, you're not using the Yeti mic?
No, I don't use that mic no more. That shit's collecting dust.
Oh, really? Damn, you fucking downgraded hard body, dog. You went from a fucking headphone mic, a Yeti to a headphone microphone? Oh, my days.
Because when I got my new laptop, I straight just like plugged the headphones into it, and it worked. It worked well for a while. I had the Yeti mic. They're saying it's better now. I don't know. I just had to unplug my headphones and plug those shits back in. I guess that was the fucking cheat code. But like, yeah, I have the Yeti mic right here, but that shit is it's getting dust and shit.
It's too late to put it in now because it would take you a little bit. But next time, use the Yeti.
I feel bad because I have a Yeti microphone. I have like an actual like camera shit.
The camera shit is whatever. Like just clean. If you just clean your fucking camera on the new Mac, like yeah. Look crispy as fuck.
No,
like,
but that's what
said that to me. Like just
like,
clean the camera on this and you're good. But the mic makes a difference because the Yeti mic is way crispier than whatever the fuck that shit is that you're using.
Damn, now they're saying it's crackling again. Well, whatever. I don't give a fuck because I could hear Kyle. So hopefully
no. Like... If it's crackly and it's causing a problem, then just unplug. Don't use that mic. Just use the mic on the laptop. Then, is that what you're using? The mic on the laptop, or you're using the mic on the headphones?
On the headphone joints.
Okay, then just use the mic on the laptop. Unplug the headphones completely. You know what I'm saying? Oh, people are saying you need to close your other apps. That's what you need to do.
No, I got no apps open on my shit.
There's nothing else open?
No. I have like no, I have nothing open.
Oh, somebody's saying it's crackling on mine? Oh shit. Are you fucking serious, y'all? All right, I mean, look, I could try to switch my shit. Hold up.
Oh, Audio. It's way better now. Okay, that's better.
What's better?
I don't know. I guess it's better. Corin sounds good now.
Yeah, but what about me? Is somebody saying my shit was fucked up? Is my shit good now, bro? Corin sounds good now. You may just have to restart. Kyle has pops. Okay, let me do not the I'm not gonna do my Shure. I'm just gonna go to my fucking laptop. You know what I'm saying? Audio, MacBook Pro built in. All right, I know I probably sound worse, like in terms of not as smooth, but I probably don't have the crackles anymore, right, y'all? Hello. Kyle is good now.
All right, so let me put these shits back in because I think they got
Sharp Dresser 2 sound good now. Corin sounds good. Kyle sounds slightly laggy. All clear. Sucks, but it's worth trying to fix audio real quick. Oh no. Quit listening to everything the audience has to say. You're good, Kyle. Bro, you weren't crackling. So people want me to go back to the other one? God damn. Bro, what the fuck?
You were better before. It's good. I think they just had
I could go back to the shit again. All right, fine. Fuck you guys.
I think they had a Reddit thread to just mess with us tonight. It's weird.
No.
It's weird because one person will say it's good and then one person will say it's worse.
Testing. How's that?
That sounds good to me.
Yeah, but it might be crackling. Whatever. All right, whatever.
Yo, how long have we been doing this? And I don't think we've ever had a perfect game ever, bro. Where we're like,
yeah, no, but Kyle's laggy, but the other audio sounds better. Whatever, who cares? Oh, if I'm just laggy, I'm laggy. That's just the internet. There's nothing I can do about that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like people saying I'm laggy. I can't help it. It's the internet. What am I supposed to do?
Oh my goodness, yo. Okay.
Anyway, what we talking about?
But you would think, whatever, 13 years later or some shit, that we'd be like more advanced in technology, that like we would just be good.
This technology you mean? Yeah,
just in general,
I think it's the internet, bro. I think it's just the internet. You
know. So your rider. My rider, I would ask for one shit. I would ask for just gummy bears in my bitch.
Oh yeah, I can't ask for anything. It just feels so, I don't know. It feels so like full of yourself to be like,
Yeah, it's
I
kind of like
demand
yeah.
this. It's like, who cares what you demand? Fuck you. Bring it yourself, you know?
I don't know. Was it like Kevin Hart or something that someone once I forgot what it was, like asked for something and it wasn't in there and they flipped out. I feel like it was like Kevin Hart.
I could definitely see that. I mean, he supposedly, I saw some shit this week that he cheated OD on his wife like a trillion times. Have you heard that before?
Oh yeah, that was like well known. I think it's better now. But that was big time news for a while. You know,
Really?
I saw him, right? And I asked him for a picture and he kind of turned me down.
For real? That's like the only person who's ever turned you down.
Yeah, I was like this close to him. And I just hit him with like can I get a quick picture? And like he didn't like his eyes were bloodshot. He must have either been out from the night before or had smoked like a blunt or some shit. But like it was early. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning, and his car had just gotten back to his hotel. So I'm assuming he was just still out from the night before. But I asked him. He was like in the lobby door of some shit that I was at, and he was like he kind of hit me with like a and like just kept walking.
Damn, that's crazy because you're batting like you're
I
like
know.
98 for 100 in terms of celebrity pictures. You know?
I know. I was kind of like because I just got Meta glasses and I was like gonna wear them because I was doing this event where I had to like shuffle people from New York
I'm
City
so
to the
against
World
those
Cup.
things, dog.
Really?
OD against them. Absolutely.
I just like I'm in my mind, I want to use them to make content. Like I want to go to a restaurant and not have to pull my phone out and like, hold it like this and just put the glasses on and like just record. But I haven't done that yet. But I've used them to golf. You can't see the golf ball. Like I haven't find a good purpose for them yet because I've still just taken my photo out to take pictures of my daughters and stuff like that. Like you can't really get them wet. So like wearing them on water or some shit. But I don't know. They're kind of cool to me, but like everyone's like doing content now, so it's like it's just easy to have them on,
Yeah, it just feels like it shouldn't be legal. That feels like it shouldn't be legal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like the immediate thought people are gonna have is like, "Are you recording me? Like, why are you recording me?"
Yeah.
And that's like you don't want people to feel that way. You don't want people to feel like you're putting them on blast immediately. You know?
Corin, you're never gonna make videos. People are fucked up tonight. Yeah, there's this one guy I watch. He's like a watch guy. He goes around and like if you have a nice watch on, he'll say like, "Hey man, like I love your watch." It's like Ziv the watch guy. He's like I think he's like a Hasidic Jew guy, and he's usually in Miami and he finds people with nice Rolexes. And he rolled up on this guy at the airport and was like, "Hey man, like I love your watch." And the guy was like, "Whoa, hold on, put the phone down. Like, what are you doing?" And then you could see that like he puts the phone down and they must have had a conversation of like who he was, how many followers and shit he had. And then he like let him record him. But to your point, like, yeah, you kind of like gotta ask before you record people. But then I also follow this other guy, he's like Long Island auditor or something, and he'll just go to like public places and he'll start recording and wait for like someone to be like, "Hey man, you can't record in here." And then he'll be like, "No, I'm an independent journalist doing a news story and I'm allowed to record in here because of the First Amendment and this and that." And that's like the content he gets is the people that like start getting upset and like, but technically, I guess you're allowed to record anybody out in public,
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you are. Like, it's not illegal to just record in public, but the first thought everybody's going to have when they see somebody with those glasses is like, "Oh, you're using that to beat off." That's the first thought. Is like you're getting some creeper ass shots and then you're jacking off later. The second thought is like you said, here's somebody making content, but like 90% of the time somebody's making content, it's like you're streaming to 17 followers and like nobody watches your shit, which is weird in and of itself if you're like recording everything but like nobody's watching it.
Yeah.
I'm still embarrassed if people ask me, "What do you do for a living?" I'm still embarrassed to be like, YouTuber?
No, don't tell me that because
like,
you're the person that has made me believe. I tell people now, I'm like, Kyle says it's okay now to say you make YouTube content. So I don't want to hear you say that shit, man.
It's still embarrassing though if somebody asks you, because if you say that, their first thought is if they don't know you already, their first thought is going to be like, "Oh, that's cute. What do you actually do? Like, what's your actual job?" You know what I'm saying?
Your shit broke up. Oh, dinky winkies.
Really? Is my fucking thing that bad right now? You there? You hear me?
Oh yeah, now it's good. Yeah.
Damn, I guess it's just the whole problem is just my fucking internet is bad. You know?
Well, now it's good.
It'll go bad again at some point.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
you were the OG who told me like, no, kids grow up now and say they want to be YouTubers. And
yeah,
it's fucking
kids.
true, bro.
Kids, but
Yeah,
anybody who asks you what you do is usually older, and then you're
that's
like,
true.
I'm a YouTuber or I'm a podcaster or whatever. And most of them, if they don't know who you are already, they're gonna be like, that's cute. Like, what do you really do? Like, what's your actual job? You know what I'm saying? So it just
Yeah.
feels like I usually say if I'm trying to not embarrass myself, I'll be like, oh, I'm in news, or like I'm in politics. I say something like that, you know?
I also hate that like because I like want to have conversations with people when I'm out, but I know in the back of my mind, like the first question that people are gonna ask is like, oh, what do you do for work? And like now that I'm unemployed, it's kind of like I don't even want to like engage with the potential of someone asking me that question because I gotta hit them with like the like, oh yeah, right now I'm not doing shit, blah blah. I'm kind of, it's just an awkward spot to be in.
Yeah, I
You know
don't
what
know
I'm saying?
why. Yeah, I
Like,
don't. It feels like I don't know why it's socially acceptable to even ask that question. You
I
know,
know.
it feels like too
I know.
invasive. It almost feels like that's on the same level now. They used to say never talk politics or religion,
Yep.
and it feels like that's at the same shit now, where it's like don't ask somebody what they do because you like
I know.
they could feel weird about it. They might not want to share what the fuck they do. You know?
Yeah, but it's like the perfect segue question almost is like what's like oh, how's the weather or some shit. Like it's such a easy question to
Yeah,
start with. I feel like there's no
but
other
it packs a punch
starting
though.
ground question.
It packs a punch
Yeah, I
though,
know.
where people don't realize it. It's like, what do you do? And like 90% of people, if they're being honest, they'd be like, something I don't want to be fucking doing. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
like, what am I doing? Wasting my life. How about you? You wasting your life too? Like that's the reaction, you know?
Yeah, I know that shit sucks. But yeah, so no, before we got on air, I said I liked seeing the background of where you're sitting because Jon Stewart was looking at the same shit. So like I'm kind of like 2 levels of separation away from Jon Stewart. And he never really answered the question of, him wanting to run for president.
Oh, his non-answer was an answer. He's just not interested. He feels like I feel about it, you know? Like no, I'm not doing that shit. Crystal said like my husband's gonna divorce me if I don't say he wants you to run for president. And he was like, oh, that's a shame. I really hoped you guys would work out. But like then he pivoted. It's like, yeah, that's him saying I'm not running for president. You know?
Yeah, that shit broke up. Oh dinky. But
You want me to go out and
I
come back
just
in?
feel he still didn't. Yeah, maybe that'll work.
All right, let me go out and come back in. You entertain the people.
We're trying. I don't think it's my audio because my shit is on point and I usually am good. Let me try and go on my other network. Hold on. I got you, Big Mouth. I put on my good internet, so hopefully it's Kyle. It's me? No, it should be better now. Because I was on my bad internet. Now it's fine. Okay, so let's see when Kyle comes back in if he's good. It's definitely not good. Yo, I have good internet, QC, man. Hold on. Let's see when Kyle comes back in. I had some good shit queued up tonight too. It's not good. I don't know why. I don't think I can leave the. Damn. Every time I talk, really, it's that bad? Oh my gosh. All right, let me. I don't know how I can leave the stream though and not lose all this joint. All right. I was on my bad internet, so maybe it took a second to like.
You and not me the whole time? That made me pissed off, dog. I'm not gonna lie. That pissed me the fuck off. I mean, the people should know whose is worse, though, right? Like people should
I don't
be able
know.
to say what's
Most
worse.
of the people are saying it's me, and then they'll like occasionally they'll say it's you.
Oh my god.
All right,
Damn.
guys.
All right, well, whatever. We're back. What were we talking about? I don't even remember.
Jon Stewart. So he basically didn't answer the question, saying that he wasn't gonna like.
I thought it was an answer. I thought it was an
so?
answer. Yeah, he doesn't want to run. You could see it. He didn't entertain it at all. There wasn't even like a maybe. It was like a hell no.
But there was no no. There was no no.
There was no no, but his body language and what he said indicated no very strongly. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I kind of disagree. I feel like there was like there was still a percentage of him that was like, people have been asking me, like, this is internal thoughts of like, people have been asking me, I've been hearing the chatter. I'm not gonna say no to it, but I could maybe get swayed somewhere along the way to throw my hat in the ring.
See, Crystal said, "My husband will divorce me if I don't tell you he wants you to run for president." Mm-hmm. And his response was, "Damn, that's a shame. I really wanted you guys to work out," as if to imply, like, I guess you're getting divorced, you know? So I read that as like, I'm not gonna fucking run, you know?
Yeah, I guess. All right, I got a couple things here I wanted to ask you about. I didn't really know who she was, man, but apparently she was a big deal in like the actress world. But this girl passed away. Did you know any of her stuff?
So I didn't, but she was. I also noticed that she was like a relatively big actor, all things considered. And then I also saw that, what was it, like last year she came out and basically talked about some Epstein type shit where she was on a boat and when she was 18 and somebody who she trusted, another woman, like took her to like some room in the boat, and it was like this old British rock star, she said, who was basically sitting there with his dick out.
Whoa.
And she was like, "Oh, I felt dirty and disgusting and I ran and hid," basically. So she told that story like last year, and then now she's dead. So some people are conspiracy posting that like, oh, it's like she got killed type shit. But then other people are pointing out she was very open with like dealing with depression, and she was open about like all sorts of problems, and like she had, you know, she wanted a better relationship with her mom that she didn't get, and she had like a relationship gone bad, and now that dude is potentially, you know, under investigation. And then they're also saying that like she was a drug addict. So like, I don't know what to believe, but it seems like it's, you know, she died very young. It's very sad, you know?
Yeah, I saw something similar on the same page as like the Luigi Mangione shit, that like she had severe back problems or something like that, and that she had been taking medication or something like that. I don't know for sure. That's the most recent shit I saw, but like, it's scary that like when you have, because low key, like my back's been hurting too, and I'm 38, and like I'm trying to like go to the sauna and the steam room and shit like that. I would never take like any medication for it, but like some people have it to a point where it's really bad, and that's where Mangione's shit was, where he was like you know, like to a point where he had to kill another dude because his shit was that bad. So hopefully it wasn't that, where it's like she was over medicated or something.
Sciatica is nothing to fuck with, man. Crystal had it for a little bit, and it was bad. Like, it makes it so like you can't do anything, you can't think straight, you have no patience because like you're just in pain all the time. So I would say to you, I don't know what kind of back pain you have, but the kind of what Crystal did, which ended up really helping her, is that for a lot of people when they have back pain, what they have to do to make it go away is strengthen their core muscles so that it supports your back better. So you might have to start doing all sorts of like core exercises so that your back is better supported by the muscles around it. That seems to help a lot of people that have back pain.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense. Also, like I've noticed like on the lower half of my, like I thought my appendix was gonna some shit too, but then I had realized that like I had just been using the row machine and like that motion of my legs and everything going. And I asked someone whose like cousin had it's like appendicitis, and he was like, his eyes were rolling in the back of his head. He looked like he couldn't, you know, he like almost passed out. He was like, he couldn't even stand or walk. So like, you definitely don't have that shit. But like, my appendix felt like it was fucking hurting like a motherfucker.
Well, if there's any like if you did anything physical that could even somewhat explain the pain you have
Yeah.
at this age, it's the physical thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I've noticed that too, where it's like, damn, this thing is really hurting. And then I'm like, damn, is it like, am I having a heart attack or whatever? And then it's like, no, I remember the other day I tweaked my shoulder when I picked up some shit that was heavy. Like, it's always going to be the physical thing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that was sad. I don't know how old she was, but like, yeah, I looked up her movies and like she was in A Bug's Life. Molly knew her. She was in Remember the Titans, Bring It On, but like the new Bring It On. It wasn't like the OG Bring It On.
Okay. Yeah.
Scream, and then some
wow.
new shit, Nashville or something like that. But like, it's sad, man. I had one of these things the other day where I was watching TV and randomly it hit me. It was like, it hit me with the OG shit that like I used to think about back in the day. But like, when you die, like you die, like it's a wrap, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it like, I was sitting on the couch and I had a moment where I was like, and I've had these moments too in the past where I was just like, it kind of got me sad. And then I was like, I still got a lot of years left life to live, but like, I don't know, man. I had a buddy who just fucking found out he just had cancer. Like, it's just wild shit, you know? Like, and like, we're so young, but then also it's like, we're at the age now where like, if you don't find that you have some shit, it's a wrap. Like, it could be a wrap. Like, we're not young anymore where it's like, oh, you're 14, you'll make it to at least like 37. Like, we're at the age now where if we get the shit, it's a wrap skis.
Yeah, the passage of time fucks me up too. Like, just I remember now, like I'll look at the date and it'll be like July 15th, your birthday, let's say, right? And then like I feel like I blink and I look at the date and it's August 17th already, and it's like, no, that was not over a month since the last time I'm like mentally registered the time. But it is. But it is. Like back in the day, you'd be like, oh, what's the date? Oh, it's May 3rd. And then the next time you look at the calendar, it's like, oh, yeah, it's May 7th.
Yeah, exactly.
But now it's like, oh, shit, that was more than a month because, like, time is just speeding up. And then the other shit that hit me the other day is I was scrolling through YouTube and I got hit with, I think it's called Bright Sun Films or something like that. And it's all about, like, bankrupt shit and defunct companies and shit like that. And they had, like, they did an episode on Nickelodeon Studios in Orlando. And apparently that
shit, bro.
Apparently that shit stopped being Nickelodeon Studios in like 2005.
That far back?
But that's what I'm saying. But tell me how I looked at it and I was like, no. I thought that shit was still around. I thought they were still doing their thing.
Well, it's funny you say that shit because I got this shit queued up.
Nickelodeon really dropped Doug, Rugrats, and Ren and Stimpy on a Sunday morning 35 years ago today, like it was no big deal.
Bro, 35 years ago. I remember when this shit was like in its prime, like it's shit.
Yeah, we were 3 when they dropped it. We were the perfect age for that shit. I remember watching this shit like crazy, bro. Every single one of those shits I watched. You know,
and that's what it kind of really hit me where I was like, I don't know. You know, I started thinking today to just make some content. I might do because on Facebook, I've had Facebook for mad long. Like, I think I started Facebook, and I've told this before, in your basement. Like, I think I either started the page or I put a profile picture from your basement. I'm wearing my brother's Greek gods shirt from Binghamton. I got a Florida Gators backwards hat.
I know the picture. I know the picture.
Yep. I'm sitting in like, you got like a computer chair shit, and I'm sitting. And respect to you because you kind of let people like just chill at your computer there. Like, it was kind of like your basement was almost just like, nah, this is your crib too, bro. Like, feel comfortable to just like do what you want. Like, you want to play pool, you want to sit at the TV.
It was our oasis, man. It really was.
Yeah, but like we've always talked about the basement, but I don't think we've ever appreciated the fact that you allowed people to just feel comfortable in that shit. You know, where like I had that default photo for mad long, and it was just like you like, I think I just logged into my AIM. Like, there was no like shit where I feel like people now are like, nah, don't touch that shit. Don't use that shit. Like, back in the day when we were kids, if you had an N64 or fucking Sega or whatever, it was like, nah, use that shit, bro. Like, go crazy. Like, now I feel like there's just more barriers to shit. And I don't know if that's because like parents get more involved with their kids or oversee shit more. But I feel like back in the day, it was like, nah, what's yours is mine. What's mine is yours type of shit.
Well, I also, and this might be me dating myself, but I feel like we were all kind of reasonable with other people's shit. Whereas now, I don't know if people are reasonable with it. Like, you might be wild out with it. You know what I'm saying? But I knew like everybody in the basement, I mean, it was just the area where we all just chilled out and had fun and got some fucking cut loose. We had a pool table in that bitch. We had poker tournaments down there. Remember that shit?
Yeah. You once did. What didn't the poker tournaments start? Like you had the basement and upstairs at one point too.
There
right?
was one time we had like a 4-table tournament, and like 2 of them were downstairs, and we had 2 of them bitches upstairs.
Like the dining room had a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We played in the dining room, and then we did one in the middle of the basement downstairs, and then one on the pool table. So it was like 3 tables, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just the cut loose spot, man. And I remember you logging into the AIM. I feel like I remember you logging into your AIM on the shit, you know?
Yeah, but no, that's a good ass point, man. I feel like there isn't respect for people's shit anymore. And I don't know if I see this with my own daughters, but like they'll eat a bag of Doritos or some shit, and their hands will just be like extra grimy.
And then they just grab some other shit.
They'll just grab some other shit.
Put it on your blanket on your bed, and you're like, don't do that.
Yes. even if it's like someone else's shit. Like if back in the day, if I was eating some goldfish and like my shits were fucked up, and you were like, "Yo, you want to play Game Boy?" The first thing I would do would be, yeah, like let me make sure my hands
clean my hands. Yeah. No,
like,
I know. No, I totally agree with you, bro. I don't know if we were taught that or we just did that, but for sure now it does feel a little bit more like let it rip type shit. Like the number of times somebody will leave a mess and just leave that shit, and it's like, you got it. Like you just fucked the
There's
whole
more
room
to
up.
this.
Like you got to finish this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck, man. Yeah, that shit brings back memories, but also like makes you think. So what I was gonna say is, so I on Facebook, since I've had it for so long, I feel like I had always used it to its maximum. Like I would always put a status up, or I would always like share a photo or something, and that's like throughout my whole life. Even as I've gotten older, like I'll still, if I see an athlete or a celebrity, I'll post a picture with them or some shit. So all my memories are kind of bangers. So what I was gonna do today, but I didn't get around to it. I was kind of gonna do a video of just like my memory shit.
Oh, that's good.
And so I went to the Home Alone house today, back in whenever.
Oh,
like
did
I had
you really? That's
yeah,
crazy.
like
that's August 17th. Okay. That's cool.
But I mean, we got to wait till the next August 17th because now we got to do whatever August 18th is. But like, I was like, that could be cool. But then also like I had thought too, like, do you ever think when you're doing content and you're at a point now where like you're really smart and you like say educated shit, but do you ever think like, who the fuck cares what I say about my shit? Like that's what I would thought about when I was gonna do it. Was like, who fucking cares if I went to the Home Alone house?
I mean, I feel like that sometimes, but in this moment, I just feel like a lot of people get catharsis from watching my show, where they they link to what I'm saying because I'm just expressing exasperation at how fucked everything is. You know what I'm saying? So in a sense, I do feel like the shit matters because everybody's watching going, I know, right? Like, how the fuck did we get this out of bounds? How are we this off base? But to your point, if I'm not doing my show, of course, I'm always like, nobody cares what I have to say, or like what I'm thinking or what I'm doing. Like, why would anybody give a fuck about? Why would anybody care if I have a fucking toothache or some shit? Like, nobody cares.
Yeah,
you know.
All right. Should I try and restart my shit? I don't know if I'll lose the super chats if I just restart my computer.
People made it seem like you will. They made it seem like you will. Why are people still complaining in the chat?
Yeah.
About what? What are they saying?
The audio. I think if I restart it, the room will still be there.
But I think they said the super chats will be gone.
Maybe if you stay and let me just try and restart it. If we lose it, I'm sorry, guys.
Okay. I guess I'll entertain everybody while you're gone.
All right, I'll go real quick.
Okay. Let me text Crystal. Hey, can you watch the stream and tell me if it's really bad? Because people are saying it's kind of bad in terms of the internet or connection or whatever. Corin is restarting now, but I don't know. Corin's World is the channel. All right, so Crystal's going to take a look and let me know. Oh, you're back already. You do look frozen, though. Oh yeah, he's frozen as a motherfucker. Oh no, was he just always like that? Okay, he's probably always like that. Crystal's gonna let me know low key because I'm not sure I trust all you guys out there, bro. I don't know. I can't tell who's trolling and who's not trolling, right? Like when we're like, hey, whose thing is the problem? And 60% of you say Corin, and then 40% of you say me, and it's like, I don't fucking know. Are half of you trolling? I don't know. You could be, right? People troll. That's some shit they do.
Okay, they're still there. So I haven't restarted my computer since 88. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Corin said my wife says I sound fine.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she said, oh, now it's clipping. Okay, so I think it's you. I think your shit is clipping somehow.
Oh.
Me or Corin is clipping.
But I didn't change anything that I ever do on my, like, literally my computer sits here. Maybe
I'm getting a response from Crystal right now. I said me or Corin is clipping. So did you just restart or did you turn the computer off?
Oh, see, now it went back to my other weary internet. So hold on, let me try and go to this shit.
You were fine until Corin came in and then you started clipping. Huh. That's weird. Okay, he's going to try his better internet. Then let me know. It's really great that we've been doing this podcast for like 42 years and we can't even get the fucking basic shit right. You know what I'm saying? Corin sounds fine at the moment. Okay.
All right, now I went back to my other good internet.
But Crystal made it sound like I was clipping when you came in, which is very weird. I've never heard of that before.
But I hear you perfectly fine.
And I hear you perfectly fine, so I don't know why it's not translating to YouTube. I haven't had any fucking problem. We had a little problem, and then I came out and came back in, thinking it was the internet here. You know, you're both clipping now. Well, I don't know what the fuck to do about that. Did you restart your computer or no?
Yeah, I did. But it was
you restarted your computer?
Yeah, it was like one of those quick restarts where I don't think it like really restarted.
You're both.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I'm taking.
You're not
anyone's word.
No, Crystal's saying you're both clipping now. That's what she's saying.
It could be StreamYard shit.
It's StreamYard. Okay, then why is everybody on our nutsack, bro? Fucking deal with that shit. What the fuck? How y'all gonna blame us when it's not us?
Oh, God, I lost all my fucking clip shits. Damn.
The clips are gone. Are the super chats gone though? They could be gone.
No, super chats are good.
Super chats are still good. Yeah. They're still gravy.
Oh, I had a couple of shits I wanted to ask you because I saw one shit that I knew you would have loved. Hold on. And all right, hold on.
Crystal says we're both clipping. Yeah, I don't know what to tell y'all, man. If it's StreamYard, it's StreamYard. You know, like you just got to deal with the clipping.
Yeah, we got to just rock out. Yeah, my bad.
But sort of fuck them for not like if there's a problem on StreamYard, hit us with like a slight error message, like some people experience clipping or whatever the fuck.
100%.
Don't make me log out and come back in, and you log out and come back in, and I restart my shit, and you restart your shit, and everybody in the chat is fucking yelling at us. You know what I'm saying? Like, let us know that some shit is fucked up.
Yeah.
Ooh, I just got a cramp in my foot. Holy shit, I'm dying.
Hopefully, it's not one of those shits where like you ever get a cramp in your like calf at an unnecessary time where you're not expecting, and like it feels like you need your whole leg amputated.
Yes, it almost felt like that right now. I felt like my foot needed to be amputated. You know
but you stepped on it at the right time.
Yes, I mean yes. If you apply pressure at the right time, then it works out. You know.
I got one of those one time. Well, I mean, I'm scared one time. Like if your leg falls asleep, can you still properly step? You know, like if you do too like. Can you break your leg if your leg falls asleep and you stand up and step the wrong way? Because like your leg is still doing all the shit it's supposed to do, but like
I feel like that's a stretch. I feel like it's a stretch. But what I have wondered is sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night with my arm asleep. Mm-hmm. But if imagine you keep it like that for like 5 hours where you don't get up and it's asleep for 5 hours.
Yeah.
What if the blood flow just doesn't come back as like it did? Like sometimes it's taking me 2 minutes of just doing this to get the blood flow back. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. That's why when my arm falls asleep, and sometimes I'm like, all right, let me try and like swing my arm over like my head to wake it up or something. It also feels like if I do this, I'm going to break my arm. So I don't do that. but then I'm also like, to your point, I'm nervous that I'm gonna like lose function in my arm.
I just go like this. I go like this.
Yeah, but when you
over,
do
over.
that, it feels like a rubber like band. Like it doesn't feel real.
Like you could literally feel the blood start coming back in though when you do this, you know? Like I feel like the more with every pump I do, it feels like the blood's coming back, you know?
I guess so. Yeah, it's weird how that's the scary thing where I'll like whip my arm and it feels like it's just like dead weight hanging. And I'm like, but this is the same motion that I'd be doing if I did have feeling in my arm. But the fact that there's no feeling in my arm, like what if it doesn't come back and my arm is just a Rapsky? Like what if my arm is just Jello pudding for the rest of my life?
I've definitely gone like at least 3 minutes without getting the feel back sometimes.
That's a long time.
I know, where I'm just like desperately trying to get it back, and like slowly it starts coming back and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be all right.
Yeah.
But like at like a minute and 45 seconds in when I still feel nothing, it's like this is getting dicey, bro. My arm might be cooked.
Yeah. I do that when I like your arm literally like has to smack over. I don't know. All right, I got a couple more things, and then let's just get to the super chat.
Yeah,
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I know. If nobody's gonna watch this shit if it's clipping the whole time.
No one's watching this shit anyway.
Yeah,
nobody's watching. We're cooked.
If we're clipping the whole time, man, like what the fuck?
Bro, Brian, man,
bet against the 76ers this year. I'm telling y'all, man, ain't no
shot. He's more focused on this.
100%. He's posting YouTube golf videos. He's obsessed with golf. He's golfing all the time. His heart's not in it anymore. Like he's a professional. He's gonna play and he's gonna go through the motions and he's gonna like somewhat be mentally in it as much as he can be, but his heart now is on the golf course and his heart now is on YouTube. I'm telling you right now, 100%, no doubt about it. I watched some of that video. I could tell by how he fucking did it that like, oh, he wants to do this. Like he wants to do this. He literally wants to be a YouTube golfer as soon as he's done with the NBA.
Yeah, but when I saw him do this, I'm a LeBron hater a little bit right now because I feel like now, to your point, I feel like he's just extending his career to stay relevant for like what's post-career, you know? So it's like, all right, I'm going to play, but like, let me do some other endeavors that'll get exposure because I'm still playing. Whereas if I retired, you see this with a lot of athletes. Like once they retire, they're kind of out of the spotlight. Like they don't have that same fame as they did as when they're playing on the court.
But
you disagree?
I only disagree in one narrow way, which is if you're in the GOAT conversation, then you are an exception to that rule. So like when Michael Jordan retired, everybody still cared about what he was doing, what he was up to. When Kobe retired, everybody still cared what he was doing, what he was up to.
What Tom Brady's doing, he's doing like the card shit now.
LeBron, everybody's going to care what he does because he's LeBron James. I feel like he's only known this his entire life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, since he's only known basketball his entire life, it's kind of hard to just be like, yeah, I'm going to move on to the next phase of my life. So he's almost like fading out of it, tapering out of it. And like, he's now got all of his ducks in a row for after this season. When he retires, he's going to know what to do and he's going to be happy. I actually think he's going to be just as happy, if not more happy, when he retires now because he's got a new passion and it's YouTube golf. Which shout out to him, bro, because that's a good ass passion, bro. And you picked a good ass passion. Like
it is. I also just find it weird because it's like, I think he's trying to convince us he's like good at golf. Like,
no shot.
Oh, you think he knows that he's not good and that like
he knows he just started. I saw him play with the Bob Does Sports guys.
Yeah, he loves
like,
that guy.
Yeah, he's sort of like he admits like I'm a beginner, you know, like I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know if you saw there was a video of Rory McIlroy who was like, I want to give him a lesson because he's like the best athlete that's ever lived, and I'm gonna get him to use his levers properly, and I'm gonna get him to hit the ball 350 fucking yards.
See, that's what's unfair about being a celebrity. Even like I've always thought of this about actors and actresses whose children become actors and actresses. It's like it's unfair that they get to become an actor and actress just because their parents were. You know, like LeBron now gets to get fucking golf lessons from Rory McIlroy because he's LeBron. You know, like it's like give those lessons to some fucking kid in Ireland that is actually gonna maybe win the Masters one day or some shit. Like LeBron could find a golf coach. Like he doesn't need you, Rory.
Yeah, I kind of get what you're saying. It's like it's a club, and you're just lucky to be in the club. And yeah, I mean the fact that he's the GOAT, arguably the GOAT at basketball, every door is going to open up to him, right? Yeah. Like he could play with any YouTube golfer he wants. He could have a video with them out this motherfucking week, you know. Whereas somebody else who's a golfer, yes, Corin, that's how the world works. Yeah, but that's like he's saying that's not good.
I know.
And he's right that that's not good. You know, like that's a problem. I mean, even the fact, let's keep it real. The fact that Bronny's in the NBA, like he's in the NBA for one reason. Everybody knows it. If his name wasn't Bronny James, he wouldn't have gotten fucking drafted. He had a fucking heart
100%.
attack. He had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Who has a heart attack and averages like 3 points and then goes right to the NBA? Like that doesn't happen, you know?
Who gets drafted, no less. The thing that I noticed the most about this, which kind of gave me some hope for my channel, and like, yeah, I mean, yours is thriving and doing well, but like the fact he chose YouTube is like, I think YouTube hasn't even hit its like ascendance yet of like popularity. I think a lot of companies and people are going to switch to YouTube and start going to it more. I don't know. You're more tapped into it than I am, but like, I feel like him choosing YouTube to like get on that platform was like a big deal.
I mean, the thing about YouTube is that like it's the only game in town for just like here's a bunch of videos that people post. You know what I'm saying? And here you can watch old highlights of some NBA shit or whatever the fuck. It's like the only place where you just post everything. Yeah. And so like I feel like that's why it's maintained its relevance, is that it kind of cornered the market on just like this is where you post videos if you want to post videos. Now they can't, like TikTok is new and it's like shorter videos or whatever. So they kind of have that cornered. Right, like YouTube Shorts, I guess some people watch, but it's more like TikTok's where you get the short videos.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, they sort of cornered the market of like, this is where you go. But it really has made it so fame is different now than it used to be. Like, there's no more monoculture anymore. I guess you could say there's still a monoculture in this country for sports, which is why, you know, LeBron is so famous. But like the monoculture is like when we grew up, we all watched the same things. Facts. It was all the same movies. It was all the same TV shows. Like. Yeah. Seinfeld was famous because of Seinfeld, and like the people who were on the show Friends were famous because of Friends, and we listened to the same music. Now it's like everything is broken apart, where like fame is sort of decentralized, where to about 2 million people out there, I'm famous as fuck, but to everybody else, they don't know who the fuck I am.
Gotcha.
Whereas with Tom Cruise, he's famous for everybody, right? Yep. And so Bron is from that old monocultural world where everybody knows who the fuck he is. Mm-hmm. And now he's bringing that to YouTube, where it's more like bifurcated and decentralized. And so like, yeah, he could do whatever the fuck he wants now on this YouTube channel. If the rest of his life is just making YouTube videos, he's set, you know?
Yeah. I mean, again, I like the fact that he chose YouTube, because now other companies are going to start being like, maybe we should be on YouTube if we're not on there. Because like, I know my old company wasn't on there heavy, but now they're probably going to be on it a lot more, knowing that like LeBron's going to be posting on there and shit like that. So more advertisers are going to go there.
Yeah, well, Crystal just sent me something today where apparently they're changing the way that views are counted, where now it's going to be like if people just get even a second of your video played, it's going to count as a view.
Oh, that's good, right?
So there's a chance by like next week, or I think she said next week or the week after, they're starting to do it. And there's a chance that like the view counts get ridiculous. That like, you know, right now, 100,000 view video for me, I don't know if it's going to become a 200,000 view or a 300,000 view or a 900,000 view, you know, but like that shit is going to go up. It won't change monetization, but it's going to change view. Yeah, it won't lead to more money, but they're saying it's going to more accurately reflect people who see at least a second of your video, you know?
I feel like that's what, and I've always said this, I feel like TikTok does that shit and Instagram does that shit, because like I would see people getting crazy views that like didn't have a lot of followers, or like, for whatever reason. And I think it was almost like if you scrolled over their shit, or if it popped up on your page, that counted as a view. But like to your point, when I was like still growing like my page, I still am, there was like certain thresholds that I had to hit, and one of them was like view count. So like it'd work in the favor of creators, you know?
So they actually just made that harder for YouTube now. It used to be like you got to hit 1,000 subscribers. Yeah. And
it was like now 40,000 watch hours or some crazy shit.
Now they increased it. They made it more. Really? Now. Yeah. Okay. So on top of the view counts about to go higher, I think they're making it harder to like monetize your YouTube videos.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think the bar they set before was more reasonable. Like to get 1,000 subscribers is not fucking easy.
No.
You know? So to get 1,000 subscribers, like, anybody who gets to 1,000 subs should be able to monetize their shit. I kind of disagree with how they set it up, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree. And like the threshold is OD, like, because I got to the shit, and like my videos now will make like 25 cents on that shit. And I'm like, yo, like hit me with a little bit more shit on something. Like, but like, no, it's a lot. Because I got a buddy who started a page, and like he's a funny dude. He's a Dominican guy at our jiu-jitsu gym. He was like, he sells pharmaceutical stuff, and he was like, yo, like I see you do the YouTube stuff. Like, I'm gonna try that shit. I was like, all right. he was like, I'm gonna just take it's gonna be all AI. So I'm gonna take pictures
from no.
Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna take pictures from CapCut, and it's pictures like, so say you choose France. He was like, I'm gonna just take pictures of all of shit in France, put it all together in CapCut, take that video and put it into ChatGPT to tell me about all those places, and then I'm gonna take that whole shit and put it back into CapCut and then upload it to YouTube. And like, he's been doing it for all these different countries, and that's his shit. And he was like, yo, I'm gonna just keep doing that. And every day he's like, yo, I got 15 subscribers. He was like, my last video got like 83 views. I was like, bro, you need like 40 million views to even sniff a penny of YouTube.
Not only that, bro. I don't know. Did you see that Tyga released a new album and it's literally all AI? Did you see that?
I saw it, and he got shitted on, right?
Bro, people were giving him 0 ratings. 0 ratings. And I listened to 2 of the songs. I was like, all right, let me see this, y'all. Let me see. Everybody's saying this is ass. This is obviously AI, etc. I was like, let me see for myself. 100% correct. It's all AI. It's all ass. They didn't even fucking like tweak it. It's just like whatever fucking AI, an AI fucking app vomited out. They just were like, post it. And then they made a music video for one of the shits. The laziest fucking shit I've ever seen in my life. But people are they're onto it and they hate it. And there's going to be a backlash.
Yeah,
just
rightfully
like,
so.
There was some rapper who did a song called Rubbers, I think. And it's clearly AI and everybody knows it now. And it's like, there's going to be a backlash where people are just not going to stand for any of this shit. Where it's like, you can't ruin art. You can't ruin music and art. Was it worse than Pat McAfee? Nothing is worse than Pat McAfee.
So he came out with music too, right?
I didn't see that.
He dropped like music? A country album, bro. Like the day he was with Trump at that America Games.
No. No, what is wrong with people? Stop it. You're just an asshole on ESPN who shouldn't even be on ESPN, but fuck you. Nobody wants to hear you sing.
Yeah, so all of X and like people were just roasting him like for the album being horrendous. And like, what do you expect that shit to be good? But like, it's also like, why are you coming out with that? You know, like to Tyga's thing is like, why would you even do that? I mean, like low key, and I've always said this, like any publicity is good publicity. Like people are talking about his album. So like you listen to it.
Ruined his career though.
You think so? You don't think he can come out with a like if he hits you with a banger, his next shit, you're like,
that's the thing.
I fuck with that song.
He's not going to, because this is evidence of an artist who has nothing to say. There's nothing in him. That's the whole point, is like, this is so shallow and so hollow, and like, you're empty inside. There is no music in you. Like you just tapped out and got lazy and said, I'm going to have a machine make my music for me.
Yeah. It's kind of,
you know what I'm saying? That proves that like think about Chris Brown for all of his flaws, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's a horrible guy, criminal, et cetera, et cetera. He obviously makes all of his shit, and he's obsessed with music. They say Pop Smoke, before he was killed, he had like a library of thousands of fucking songs that were unreleased.
Yeah.
Because he loves music, he makes music, he's obsessed with music. The music is in him. Tyga clearly wants to be relevant, and he's doing that through music, but he's just out of ideas. And so what he saw is that song Rubbers, the AI song Rubbers, shot up in the charts. People fucking were listening to it and shit. So he was like, oh, I can do the same thing. I can take like a 1980s pop synth sound and turn that into like an album for myself. And so he did it, but it's like, it's all fake. You just looked at the one thing that deviated on the charts with a new sound and said, I'm just going to use AI to make that. And it just proves you're a hack. It proves he's a hack, you know?
Yeah. I mean, like him making that album is kind of some bitch shit. Like, I don't agree with him doing that. But again, I still go, I mean, like, I don't know what his purpose was. If he actually thought it was going to be good music, or if he was like, let me just put this out to fucking stay relevant, you know, generate news articles and shit. But like, I guess
but
to your
here's
point,
the problem.
People are more mad at him.
And you'll listen to it once to be like, all right, let me hear this shit. You're never going to fucking listen to it again.
And then you'll never listen to him in general. You're saying after that? If his next shit, he's like, because I feel like there's always a redemption album where it can be like, yeah, you know, I dropped that last shit, but like, here's my real shit.
In my experience in the music field, once you drop a real fucking stinker, you're kind of cooked, right? Like, Tyga was ass without AI. He's ass with AI. What are you talking
that's
about?
what I'm saying. He's just ass regardless.
First of all, let's just be honest. The only reason anybody knows who Tyga is because of Chris Brown. Okay,
Facts.
like Chris Brown had Tyga on a bunch of his songs, and like people were like, oh, Tyga, yeah, because Chris Brown made the songs good, and Tyga was like, yeah, he's my fucking emotional support rapper who just says shit, you know?
Yeah.
But like he's ass with AI and without AI. But like I forget where I was going with that. But my point is like, once you're ass, you're always ass is what I was trying to say. Because think of like Drake. I mean, Drake dropped an album post the fucking Kendrick beef, and like wasn't great, right? No. Like wasn't great. Like once you fall off, you kind of fall off, you know? So I don't see, like, what's he going to do that's true to himself after this album? He doesn't even know what's true to himself.
Facts.
And that he proved it with the AI album. You would have never released an AI album if you had some real shit to say and some real music, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of that, I just saw a clip. Did you see this? It was an old school video of Beyonce calling Michael Jackson. And she's like sitting on this famous producer's lap calling Michael Jackson. And it's just this creepy, fat, bald, old dude. And he's like, you want to call Michael? And she's like, oh my God, yes, I'd love to, blah, blah. Like, he's like, all right, come here, come sit on my lap. And she sits on his lap and calls Michael Jackson. And like, it's like this unreleased video that's just popped out. But it like, this guy was apparently Michael Jackson's agent for like mad long. And it's just fucking, it's just creepy. I mean, like I saw it.
I see it right here. I see it. Michael Jackson on the phone via the Daily Mail.
The call was weird as fuck. Anyway, Michael's like, "Hey, how you doing?" Because I guess like she was doing a song over one of his or something. But I don't know why. I mean, like, I don't know why I brought that up, but I just saw that video and it kind of was just
industry insider shit is creepy, man. That shit is creepy as fuck.
No wonder why Beyonce got so famous.
Right. Now it kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah, but I mean, don't listen, but check out the Pat McAfee shit because he got roasted, man. Because he dropped it at the same night as that was Patriot games, and he took shit for that too, man.
Oh my God. And if you're just joining us now, we're sorry for the clipping. It's not us, it's StreamYard. We tried everything. We both restarted our computers. We've seen the comments. It's clipping, it's StreamYard.
No one said anything for a while. I mean, maybe they're just dealing with it, but I got like 2 more things and then we'll get to super chats.
All right, let's speed run that shit because I'm trying to not fucking have people listening to clipping for fucking 3 hours, you know?
I saw this photo and thought of you instantaneously. If you had this shit in your backyard back in '88.
Oh my God, it would have been a wrap. It would have been a wrap.
You and Bobby were talking about the backyard wrestling shit, but like...
You should send that to the group chat because Bobby will lose his fucking mind. Me, Bobby, and our buddy Will did trampoline wrestling, and I probably gave myself brain damage doing trampoline wrestling. But like, bro, that shit right there would have went so fucking hard. Oh my days. This is what AI is for, though, by the way. This is the best use of AI is
100%.
Making pictures like this to talk about, you know?
100%. All right, there's that. This shit. I'm not roasting him, but I wanted to know if this is really... Is that really bro's hair?
I think that is his hair, but that's, you know, it's a little bit of Edgar Day, it looks like, for Hassan there, because his hair normally doesn't look like that. It's normally a little more like, you know, like chopped in front a little bit.
Yeah, or like fluffed up a little bit.
It's not the Edgar shit. It's not the Edgar shit.
There's no product in it.
Yes, without product. Yeah, exactly. It's not the Edgar shit. I mean, it's the Edgar shit. But yeah, it doesn't take much for him to, you know, him to be the best looking man in the room. You know
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's such a good looking dude that like I don't know what this video was, but I saw this clip and I was like, bro needs to get a fade or some shit.
Bro, I saw a wild video on Twitter. Did you see this? So you know how Destiny hates Hassan and has been going after him like aggressively and like a total fucking hate campaign, smear campaign, like trying to ruin him, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Anyway, come to find out, back in the day, they were like friends and they would like stream together and shit. There's a video that just went viral on Twitter, and I never knew this, of Destiny and Hassan and Andy Milonakis. Remember Andy Milonakis from that TV show?
Yeah, of course.
Destiny, Hassan, and Andy Milonakis eating in like a Chinese restaurant.
Damn,
and in the video, I shit you not, Destiny was like molesting Hassan. Straight up. Apparently he was a little drunk or something, and he started like grabbing his chest and grabbing his shoulder and grabbing his neck, and like Hassan was uncomfortable. He's like, bro, like, can you stop? And he just keeps grabbing him. And it got so, it's like over a 3-minute video of Destiny just like continuing to grab Hassan's breasts and like feel his chest and rub him up.
This
and
was
Hassan's
Milonakis,
like,
or this was Destiny?
No, this was Destiny feeling up Hassan. And I saw somebody on Twitter was like, damn, this whole hate campaign all because he wouldn't let you suck his dick. That's what it looks like, bro. That's what it fucking looks like. Oh my days. I was shocked. I was like, yo, it all clicked for me. Like, oh my God, maybe that is where the hate campaign comes from. Is that you wanted to suck him off and he wouldn't let you. And now you're like on a fucking crusade.
Yeah, that's weird, bro. I
gotta find the video and send it to you. You're gonna be amazed. Like I showed Crystal. She got visibly uncomfortable watching it. She was like, I can't watch this. Like after a minute and 30 seconds of him obnoxiously grabbing him all over his body and Hassan like pulling away and being like disgusted by it, Crystal was like, I can't watch this. This is like hard to watch.
Yeah, it's also awkward for like Hassan. Like if you've ever been in those positions, it's like because I saw something recent that was like, we're genuinely nice by nature. So like we want to just be nice people. But like when someone's doing something weird, you kind of gotta like play it off of like, yo, you're being weird, but also like I'm not gonna turn this like, what are you gonna do? Fight somebody? You know?
Yeah, but that's it's funny because that's what bad people use to take advantage of good people.
Yes, I know.
They take advantage of you not being willing to draw a line and just call it out and be like, this is not happening. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same case with like scammers or like manipulative people. I mean, that's what they do is like, I'm gonna do some fucked up shit and I know you're not really gonna call me on it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's an example of that shit, you know?
Damn. So now he's salty at Hassan, and that could be a fucking reason for that shit.
That's what people were speculating on Twitter is like, oh, is this why you got a massive fucking hate boner for him? Because you had a real boner for him and he didn't want to do nothing with that? Is that what the problem is?
Yeah. I'm not gonna front. I was at a New Year's party one time, and this weird dude, bro, like brolic dude, kept like trying to grab my junk. It was weird, bro. It was weird, like super weird, and like he was twisted, and I was like, bro, what are you doing? Like, and he kept doing it to a point where I was like, yo, like do that shit again, and I might hit you, like. And he's like, oh, why are you being weird, bro? And I was like, no, because you're being like weird as fuck. Like
being weird when somebody's trying to grab your dick. Bro, not for nothing. When people are drunk, that's like when the real them come out.
Yeah.
And like if there's somebody who's drunk and they start immediately like touchy-feely, all that shit, it's like, bro, this is rapey ass behavior. You gotta reel that bitch in, you know?
Like if I'm drunk, like maybe I'll give you some extra daps or like bring it in, some hugs type shit. Like
you just get lovey, you just get happy and lovey. You just be like, bro, I love you, man. You're awesome, bro. You know, that's
100%. Yeah, like it's on some like I appreciate you type of shit. But like once you start doing some mo shit, like it's like, yo, you've been holding that in for dumb long, you know?
Absolutely.
Right. Last shit I got here.
Oh yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was, bro.
He's wearing some shit, right? Like he gotta be wearing a guard. Bro.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. Look. It's like boxy back there. I mean, you've heard the speculation that he does wear diapers, you know? Like I'm sure you've heard it. Yeah, there's that dude who worked on The Apprentice who said he wore diapers even back then because he did so many uppers that he made his bowels too loose. And so like he would have to regularly just keep diapers on. So, I mean, diaper don. I mean, yeah, there's a whole I mean, I went deep on the theory one time and I did a video on it. There's people, bro, like there's people who posted videos on TikTok saying I was in a steakhouse in 1989 and Trump came in and at one point it smelled like absolute shit and we got up and left because it smelled so bad. And like people been saying for a hot minute that he shits himself, you know, like this is not a new thing. This is not a new thing. Like it's like a disgust thing. People can go watch the video, type in secular talk diaper. And then you'll see that video will come up and watch that shit. And you can make your own mind up, but the evidence, I lay it out for everybody, you know?
He does got a fatty, but here's my thing. Like, he's not, he is obese and he's kind of overweight, but not to a point where it's like, that was like, he's wearing some shit. Like, you don't put pants on and your pants look like that.
It would be the upper abuse. You know, it's either that or like some medical device for some other medical problem. But there's no explanation that's like okay, you know, it's not like, oh yeah, I was just wearing a fucking thing that's kind of square and sits above my ass. Like, no, that's not a thing, you know.
I'm not hating on him because there's definitely been moments where like I was like, I wish I kind of had a diaper on because I could just like let it rip in my pants. But I guess you get to a certain age and like he's at the point where it's like sometimes you can't control a little fart. You can't, you know, he eats kind of unhealthy. So like it's not like I'm not mad at him for wearing a diaper if he is, but it's like just admit you are wearing the diaper.
But it's actually worse than that because they say it's been like this for a hot minute because of his upper abuse. One of the dudes on The Apprentice said he would, and that's what I don't know if you know, but this is what happens when you do uppers. Like one of the things, like a cokehead will tell you, like as soon as I snorted a line, the first thing I'd have to do is go and take a shit.
Oh,
it
really?
Like loosens up your bowels and your ass, and like you take wet shits, and like your ass gets leaky as soon as you do a line, And so like people said, one dude who worked on The Apprentice said he would like snort Adderall and then have to shit himself basically. And I don't know if you remember was it the first or the second Hillary debate, but there was a debate back in the day where he was sniffling the whole debate. He was doing the classic cokehead move, which is like at the end of every sentence, you.
Yeah.
The whole debate, people did supercuts of just him.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And people were saying that before that debate, that was when the grab him by the pussy thing came out.
Yep.
And that's the debate where he brought all of Bill Clinton's accusers and put him in the front row and was like, it was a locker room talk, but you know who actually did bad things to women? Bill Clinton. Look at all the women right there. So he flipped that bitch. But if you think about it, before that, he was probably nervous as fuck. He was like, let me take some shit to help me get through this and help me like be confident. And so they say he probably snorted some shit, and that's why he was sniffing the whole time. And it would all make sense. Like, it all adds up. If he actually does uppers like people were saying he does uppers, his ass could be cooked, bro. Like, he could be leaking shit all the time,
Oh, shout out to him, though, man, because, like, but just admit you're wearing them, bro. Like, and we won't be mad at you. I think you'd get support from me, man. You might get some left
humiliating.
Democratic support if you would just admit that you were just wearing some diapers. All right, let's get to super chats before we fucking lose our internet in this bitch.
Yeah. And guys, if it's clipping still, sorry, it's StreamYard.
No, I think it's better now.
Okay. All right, Seth Wade, thanks for the $5. What do Trump's bowels and the Strait of Hormuz have in common? He has no control over either. Keep fighting the good fight, Kyle. You too, Corin.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, that's good. You could be a writer for The Daily Show with that, Seth. Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, Seth.
Wes, thanks for the $5. Kyle, do you get the impression that Jamie only works for Rogan for an awesome paycheck, or does he actually believe all the BS on the podcast? Jamie definitely has better politics than Joe Rogan. I think there's no doubt about that. Because he's the guy who sometimes unprompted, he'll put a fact check up about Rogan and be like, that's not true. And every now and then you'll see Rogan sort of low key gets kind of pissed if like he says some shit and he doesn't want it challenged and Jamie correctly challenges it. Rogan his eyes can sort of glaze over and he can sort of be on some like, why the fuck do you do that type shit. So like, I think Jamie's got better politics and he just, he makes good money. Like Rogan pays him good money. So he's just doing his thing,
Facts.
Slop Apocalypse, thanks for the $10, bro. Data center David Crowley is cooked. I saw, so the Republicans are calling David Crowley data center David Crowley, which is not good. There was the guy running for Wisconsin governor. He's the Democratic nominee. It's not good. And it shows the Republicans are so fucking, like they have the same position on data centers. David Crowley and Tom Tiffany, the Republican, have the same position on data centers, but the Republicans are just smart and like know how to play politics and hit him over it. So Tom Tiffany's going to make a good run at it. I will say, though, if I still had to predict today who was going to win, I think the blue wave is so strong that I still think Tom Tiffany's going to win. But here's a prediction for you. Oh, excuse me. I still think David Crowley's going to win. Here's a prediction for you, though. I think that Flanagan is going to win her race by more points than David Crowley will win his race by because Crowley's taken some unpopular positions like on data centers. But we'll see. We'll see.
Thanks, Slop.
Seth Wade, thanks again, man. Who do you feel are the next lefties to go the way Jimmy Dore did? I came across Sean Wiggs and once subscribed to Socialist MMA. They put off those vibes. So I don't know who Sean Wiggs is, and I don't watch any Socialist MMA. I know who that person is, but I don't watch any of his stuff. I feel like he's always been sort of Jimmy Dore adjacent, though. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question for, this is a better question for the Vanguard, who's like really in the streets and watching like all of the left-wing online content, because I'm sure they could ring off like 3 or 4 names immediately. Like this one's going the way of Jimmy Dore. That one's going the way of Jimmy Dore. But yeah, it is a thing, right? Like it's a thing when you go to the left and then you go so far to the left that like you just stop criticizing Republicans and only criticize Democrats for not being good enough. And then like you weirdly horseshoe back around and end up like de facto supporting the right. It's a thing to watch out for real, because like you just sort of like, it's like a brain disease almost, and it happens to so many people. It's very unfortunate.
Thanks, Seth.
Diego, thanks for the $20. Kyle, you have admitted to being late on seeing Joe Rogan for the right-wing political operator he is. Will you say the same for Glenn Greenwald? Him saying that MTG deserves credit for seeing AOC correctly must cross that line. Yeah, I mean, look, Greenwald has said a bunch of things over the past however many years where I'm just like, come on, man. that's what was the other one? There was one other one that just happened. It wasn't the comment you're talking about was bad. But there was another one that he said, I'm blanking on it right now. But yeah, I mean, to go back to the conversation we were just having, he has a little bit of that in him, right? Like the Jimmy Dore thing where it's like, it's like a horseshoe theory type thing where he gets so hypercritical of Democrats that like the Republicans sort of get a de facto pass. He's been a little better recently on that. Like at least he'll criticize Trump more aggressively than I feel like Jimmy Dore does or a lot of those other guys do. But yeah, I mean, his politics are definitely different from my politics. He knows that. I know that. But I'm, part of the problem is I'm kind of biased. I know Glenn and I like Glenn personally. And so, he's almost, I guess he's fortunate in the sense that, I don't crusade against him because I have like a soft spot in my heart for him. But yeah, in terms of his politics and my politics, they're totally different. Oh, he also went after the Vanguard the other day in a totally unfair way, in my opinion. Yeah, it was totally unfair because he does this thing where it's like, these guys are just Democratic hacks. And it's like, or Glenn, they correctly see in this moment of rising MAGA fascism that Democrats are objectively superior to Republicans. And like, that's the only honest position to take if you're actually on the left. And so, it's sort of bullshit to go after somebody on those grounds, but that shows how he thinks about it, right? He's doing that thing where it's like, you're not allowed to just earnestly support Democrats over Republicans because you must be a hack. But if you inadvertently help Republicans with all of your commentary, that's not hackish somehow. It's like, I don't know. That seems hollow and spare me on that shit. But yeah, saw them feuding and that was unfortunate. But I got to see if the Vanguard fired back. I'm sure they did.
No, they hit them with the OT. Like, I saw all that, but I'm not going to read all it. But thank you.
Oh, really?
Like whatever that, that shit I'm talking about. It's like
I do know what you're talking about. I almost feel like that was them being like kind to Glenn.
Yeah, they definitely read this shit and they definitely did comment on it, but like
it wasn't. They didn't do a segment on it. They didn't do a segment.
Oh, I don't know about the segment on it. I just saw that response. It was like
because if they wanted to, they could do a segment where it's like, here's 48 things you said that were wrong and like way too pro-Republican and way too anti-Democrat, and they could do that. I don't know if they do that, but they could do that.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll have to wait and see, or I'll have to wait until I do a.
Would Glenn ever come after you, or did he ever come after you on some shit?
He's disagreed with me before. Like, he said, he called me out. I made a comment where I said the worst Democrat is better than the best Republican. And he did a thing where he added it in his repertoire to be like, look at this fucking ridiculous comment that this guy made. And so he came after me a little bit, but he's never been disrespectful to me. Like I know deep down in his heart of hearts, he wants to say to me what he said to the Vanguard. He wants to say to me, like, Kyle, you're a hack. You're a Democratic Party hack, and you're a loyalist.
You could probably get him back, and like, so fucking good.
You regressed it. Like, I'm sure he wants to say all that shit to me, but I think just because of I like him and he likes me, and out of respect for our previous relationship, there's like a like kind of a detente between us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to do a fucking segment just going after Glenn Greenwald. I'm not petty enough to do a segment going after Glenn Greenwald, but like, obviously there's major differences between us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He knows that.
You
I know that.
him a lot too for other shit too in the past.
What did I defend him for? I don't remember.
That video that came out, like I said some shit and you were like, yeah, he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Oh, you're talking about like the sexual one that came out that leaked on him? Yeah, no, I mean that was fucked up what they did to him. Like, who cares?
100%.
Whatever fetish he's into is whatever fetish he's into. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Yeah, no, you're a real one for rocking with him.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? If somebody put out, here are the positions Kyle likes. Like, I'd be like, why are you putting out the positions I'm into? Like, that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
And then, fuck it, I'm into those positions too. Like, oh, thanks, Diego.
Flowers and Benucci, thanks for the $5. My parents are telling me to start putting money in a Roth IRA, but with the global economy about to tank, is that just a terrible move to make now? I mean, Roth IRAs are relatively conservative by nature, so no, it's not a horrible idea. But I generally avoid the market almost completely. I think I have a Roth IRA, but that's all I have. I'm not an investor. I don't, because I feel like it's all bullshit. It's all gambling, right? Like, and by the way, that's what they're doing now is a lot of the apps are putting together like betting in the market. So like investing with sports gambling in the same apps, which is just letting the world know, like, yeah, this is all gambling. But relatively speaking, a Roth IRA is a very conservative thing. So, that's not the worst thing in the world. Like, you're at less exposure with that. compared to most other kinds of
And I'll
investing.
tell you, I don't know Roth, but that motherfucker was doing some illegal shit.
Bro, that's low-key anti-Semitic. That's a Jewish last name. Lay off
He was
Roth.
doing some OD shit. Fuck Roth.
Joshua, thanks for the $5. Did you see Oliver Larkin go on that interview with Glenna Milberg, the local 10 host in Florida, who showed the world she's a genocidal denier? Yeah. I'm going to cover that tomorrow, so tune in tomorrow. And by the way, if you're in Florida, go vote tomorrow for Oliver Larkin, if you're in his district, which is Florida 25, for Elijah Manley, who's running against Debbie Wasserman Schultz, and for Angie Nixon, who's running for the Senate.
There you go. Thanks, Josh.
Metalhead Matt, thanks for the $5. There's no context that justify saying the U.S. deserved 9/11. Bernie said it was dumb. As Crystal said regarding October 7th, one atrocity doesn't justify another. Yeah, of course, dude. But like, that's not something Hassan would disagree with. Hassan apologized for it. And of course, he was talking about the concept of blowback. Like, the point to make now is that everybody bringing that up, it's not a good faith criticism. It's all just like Islamophobic, it's trying to like stir up Islamophobia in response to him to like try to tar all the DSA candidates by extension. You know what I'm saying? Like, Hassan's not the one bringing up the 9/11 thing now. It's literally all Republicans who are just trying to clonk him over the head with that, or centrist Democrats who are desperately trying to maintain control of the party. Like, Hassan wants to talk about universal health care. He wants to talk about education. He wants to talk about ending the wars. He wants to talk about stopping the genocide. So, yeah, I mean, don't do the right's dirty work for them is my point. And yeah, so like the more you bring this up, the more you do the right's dirty work for them.
Trump said worse shit too. So it's like,
yeah. And Crystal made a great point. What Crystal said to Jon Stewart is like, why are we talking about something Hassan said when the guy that Abdul is running against voted for the Iraq war?
Yeah. So
he did the thing that was the bad response to 9/11.
Yeah.
That's worse than any comment and ever made, period.
Yeah, that was so gangster.
Shakai, thanks for the $5. Should Americans traveling abroad lie about being Canadians to avoid being antagonized? Anti-American sentiment around the world is at a record high. I would do that. If I was in another country and people ask where you're from, I think I'd say Canada. I feel like I'd say that. And I'd say a boot. Oh, I'm a boot from Canada, eh? That's what I would do. Chicken Warrior, thanks for the $5. If the Dems with the midterms, they have to impeach and convict both Trump and Vance, then put in the Democratic Speaker of the House, in as president. I highly, highly doubt that's going to happen. But what might actually happen is if the Democrats win the midterms and take the House back, there will actually be investigations into like the criminality of ICE, into the criminality of like Doge and all that shit. So that's something to definitely look forward to. I agree with you on impeachment, but they simply still won't have the numbers and they're too chicken shit to actually fight. So I don't think that one's going to happen. Appreciate you, Chicken Warrior. Benny Johnson, thanks for the $5. I kind of feel all the Hassan smears are going to lead more people to his streams and liking his streams. Would you agree with this take? Yes and no. Like, part of me says that. The other part of me says sometimes smear campaigns are effective and they work. What I do know is all you're doing is making him a bigger name. And so eventually he's going to be a household name with how much people are going after him. The thing is, though, the more they go after him, if anybody like actually goes to listen to what he's really saying on his stream, they'll go, oh my God, this guy's been taken out of context and smeared because like he just sits there and wears a suit and talks about how everybody should have healthcare. So yeah, I mean, it could have the effect that you're talking about. There's also a chance that it doesn't. But he's got to keep doing his thing, and like we got to keep fighting back. And I like that his presence in some of these races is really a clear dividing line between who the real Democrat is in the race and who's the fucking Democrat name only. QC man, thanks for the $5. Did you see Tim Miller leave Joe almost speechless on Morning Joe when he told Joe that moderates should concede to lefties on Gaza and Medicare for all? I did not see that, but that would be an awesome clip. I should probably take a look at that. Shout out to Tim Miller holding down the anti-Trump Republican lane, but being based on certain policies. Good for him. Martin Miller, thanks for the $5. Joe Rogan isn't at rock bottom yet. I think he will bring on Mark Levin and not in agreement to what Mark says because Joe's friend Trump defends Mark. Man, if that happens, you're not kidding. If that were to happen, that would be rock bottom. Like, that's low, bro.
Mark Levin is bad?
Oh, my God, Corin. He's so bad. He's the guy on Fox News. They gave him like a primetime slot, even though he's annoying as fuck. He's like a fat, balding, pale-ass, annoying-ass guy who just screams that he wants more war. Oh. And, like, I could...
Oh, is that the tan guy?
No. He's very pale, and he wears glasses, and he's balding, and he just screams for more war. And like, I could kind of see this. If Trump were to call Joe and say, I want you to have this guy on, then I think Joe would do it. If Joe himself had to pick, he wouldn't pick Mark Levin. But if Trump told him, do me a favor, talk to this guy, he would do it. Yeah. So we shall see.
The guy that you mentioned, I watch like his clips on CNN. The one who says he talks to Mitch McConnell and all this shit.
Oh, no, that's Scott Jennings. Is that?
No, guy. I know, but like that guy is fucking.
Oh, he's got to be fired. Yeah. He's got to be fired. That
was such a good clip by you. Like,
yeah.
He just straight goes and fucking lies about
He
shit.
just lies. He's just defaming left and right. He defamed Hassan. It was crazy. Diego, thanks for the $5. Jon Stewart kindly destroying both Sagar's right-wing worldview and MTG Tucker Joe Kent crowd was extremely satisfying. Totally agree. People point out it was a little unfair, not on purpose, but it was kind of unfair because it was 1 versus 2 in that debate. But he got taught a lesson, right? Sagar got taught a lesson, like, hey, you were wrong, be more humble, and these people are full of shit, But that part of the lesson is probably not going to land.
This is who I see. You know this guy?
You're thinking of Sid Rosenberg, Corin. Oh, yeah, you are thinking of Sid Rosenberg, yeah.
That guy's fucking horrendous.
Oh, that guy's crazy. That guy was saying we should nuke Iran. He was on Fox News going, we should drop a nuke. We should do what we did to Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Yeah, crazy. Joshua, thanks for the $5. Apparently, Caroline Leavitt was not on the decoy plane that Trump supposedly left her on, according to the New York Times and the White House. What do you think? Interesting. I don't know. This is the first time hearing of that. If she wasn't on the decoy plane, then I'm curious what led to the breakup between her and Trump. Because outside of her feeling like Trump literally was going to have her die, I don't know what would lead her to break up with Trump.
Yeah, she left him, right?
Yeah, she left, and it came a day after the whole plane fiasco. So everybody was saying, "Oh my God, she was left for dead," and that's why she was like, "I'm not working for you. You let me to die."
Hell yeah, I'd be tight at that motherfucker too. Like he left all those people to die.
Yeah,
like,
he left all them to die. Thought nothing of it. People were saying it's like the same thing as on the Titanic when the rich guys would get on the lifeboats, even though it was only for women and children. They'd sneak on. Trump would do that shit.
100%. Yeah, he's a bitch.
Ray 2K, thanks for the $5. The discourse around Flock and the meta glasses, I think there will be a push to ban public photography, or am I paranoid? Well, to Corin's point, you can't ban public photography because if you're in public, you're in public. Almost by definition, you're consenting for other people to see you. You know what I'm saying? But on the Flock camera thing, there's definitely a pushback. I do think you're going to have at the very least some states that make laws against it. I don't know about the federal government because they're so corrupt.
What's Flock camera?
Well, Flock cameras are those they're like spy cameras that are going up all across the country now. There's over 120,000 of them. Where at intersections they have cameras. And
they do all that. Yeah, hate that.
Yeah, but now they're everywhere. Now they have them bitches pointed at daycares and shit, and pointed at gun stores and just at random parks. They have cameras everywhere now.
Oh, really?
And there's a big pushback against it where people are going, whatever happened to fucking privacy? We want privacy. We don't want, because now there's already examples of the cops using it to spy on their ex-girlfriends or or it misreads license plates and they go arrest somebody who was the wrong person. This shit has all happened already.
Yeah.
So that's what that shit is. I feel like there will be pushback to Flock cameras, but I feel like more at the state level than the federal level. And on the meta glasses, I don't know. I don't foresee them being banned, but I do think they are going to be socially looked down on. People are just going to be don't do that.
I don't know if it was fake news or what, but I thought I saw that Instagram was banning or not going to push out content that was created on meta glasses or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's real or not. But by the way,
I find that hard to believe.
You did send me some cool ass videos though when you played golf. So Corin's been playing golf, y'all. By the way, shout out to you, man, because now you're finally getting into the real sport. This is what we do, bro.
This shit's dumb expensive though, bro. This shit was $90 to play the other day.
It is expensive. You played 18, I'm sure, right?
18. Yeah.
But now bro, as we get older, we'll be out on that course at age 65, chilling, fucking playing golf. But
we got paired with another couple they were dumb old. They were brother and sister, and he had back surgery, and his sister had four knee surgeries or some shit. And she was nice. She was hitting the ball well, but they were still getting out there doing it.
Playing for life, bro. That's what makes it so good. But anyway, he sent me videos of him playing with the glasses, and you saw him hit the shot from his view, and it was really cool. That was cool.
Yeah, that's the one where it's if I'm gonna do some food videos, but the only thing it doesn't do it wide lens, it doesn't do whatever way this shit is, not this way.
Okay, so horizontal, yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you can see when you're recording, there's a light that.
That's how TikTok likes it. TikTok likes the vertical shit.
Yeah.
That's why they do. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Big Mouth Stand, thanks for the $5. I see Hunter Biden on Tucker Carlson's podcast. Kyle, would you ever go on Tucker or Candace Owens' podcast to talk about Israel's genocide? I don't know. I lean towards no, but I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to think more about it. But you mentioned Hunter. I would love to get him on Crystal Kyle and Friends. I know that's not what you asked, but I'm just saying I would love to get
that would be a dope one.
That would be dope.
Cool guy.
And remember, it's Crystal Kyle and Friends, and Crystal doesn't fuck around, so she might ask some tough ass questions.
Yeah, that's why he probably won't come on your shit. Or maybe he would.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it's a 50-50 thing because he's been going on everybody's podcast. He's been going on podcasts that are way smaller than ours, But like we were very critical of Joe Biden for the genocide. So like I don't know, he might take exception to that and like not want to talk to us for that reason. But maybe he will. I don't know. We'll see. If you're talking to like fucking Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson, you should be willing to talk to us. You know.
And if you talk about diapers, Joe Biden's probably one that like he's probably wearing some diapers. He definitely can't control his
Hunter would tell us that shit. He's been telling he's got stage 4 cancer. Like he's been saying everything. He would be like, yeah, he shit himself last Thursday. Like he would say that shit. You know.
That's why I would have more respect if like Trump was just like, yeah, I'm wearing diapers. Because occasionally this shit, like I'll try to fart and it'll just come out and I'll shit.
He's not like you though. Like you're an honest person. Like you value honesty. He doesn't. He's a like perpetual liar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like he wants people. He still tries to act like he looks like Elvis.
Yeah,
like my dude, you got 1.5 feet in the grave. Shut the fuck up. You don't look like Elvis. You look like Jabba the Hutt, bitch.
And all of his followers, like the MAGA people who are just like straight country MAGA, like Wrangler jean wearing cutoff shirts, they're all shitting their pants too. They would wear diapers if they needed to.
Facts. Very true. Sabby Cat, thanks for the $14. Kyle, Owen Schroyer isn't on our side. He's pro-ice and right wing. He just agrees on random stuff like Fuentes does, but he's still a total right winger. I agree, man. I agree. I just like we need to use their stuff though for divide and conquer whenever they do their like long anti-Trump diatribes. And he said he's voting Democrat. That's my favorite when these right-wing grifters just are like, yeah, I'm voting Democrat because I'm so pissed off at Trump. Because that is really, really usable when it's like, hey, if these motherfuckers are voting Democrat, like nobody else has any fucking excuse. If these like crazy right-wing assholes are like, I'm so done with Trump. So we'll still use it for divide and conquer, but your point is taken that he's not a great guy, you know? Although somebody who watches this show told me that like, bro, he like low-key is obsessed with you and he kind of wants to be you. And it's like, okay, I hope he keeps trying to be like me and not like Alex, because I'm a lot better than Alex Jones. The guy who was like Alex Jones' protege, his name's Owen Schroyer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he was like trying to be Alex's protege for a hot minute, but now like he turned on Trump faster than Alex. And so that led to like them breaking up. And somebody said that he's like trying to be like me, which like good. I hope he is. Keep saying the shit I'm saying and go further left.
Jon Stewart talk to Sagar about that shit and Crystal like that, like Tucker Carlson and like
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah, like they're switching sides or something like that. Like
basically Jon Stewart was like they're liars. Like they don't mean
yeah.
You know? Yeah. Original name. Thanks for the $5. Did Crystal ask Jon Stewart for his presidential bid? Love y'all. Yes, she did. In fact, it was at the end of the podcast and it was a quick clip, but she did. She said it. I told her you have to say to him, I want him to run for president. And she did. She fit it in there. So
yeah, gangster.
Jason, thanks for the $5. The Epstein Ballroom underground bunker is presumably to be secured. What are the odds Trump has already shared / sold the secret floor plans? I don't know, brother. Your guess is as good as mine, but I'm worried about that because I feel like he's going to want to stay in power, right? Like, why would you build a ballroom and make it like a military hub and put a hospital under that bitch and put like a drone port on top if you're not trying to like stay in power? So that's what's scary about that, you know? Benny Johnson's Twitter ads, thanks for the $5. Did Crystal say anything to Jon Stewart for you to get on his podcast and get him to run for president? You need to make your case. Well, she did say to him, run for president. But she didn't, you know, outside of, she mentioned my name while asking that, but she didn't like talk to him off air about like, hey, invite my husband on. That would have been very weird and thirsty. I'm still not sure he knows who I am. He may not, but I saw some people in the comments saying, you know, you got to invite Kyle on. I don't know, man. I almost feel like I don't want to fucking, he's like the last hero left that's standing that hasn't lost his mind. And so I kind of want to not meet him, you know, I'm serious.
Well, yeah, but he's not going to lose his mind more talking to you. If anything, he'll gain more like.
Well, just they say never meet your heroes.
Oh,
that's
right,
what they
right.
say, you know?
Yeah.
And like, you know, back in the day, I loved Bill Maher and I met Bill Maher. And like, now he's like the most annoying motherfucker on the planet and I despise him and I'm mad at myself for ever liking him, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's the same, like, I just don't want to fucking, if I meet him and then 4 years from now, he's all of a sudden worse. It's like, am I the problem? Am I like making these people worse? I don't know.
No, Bill Maher was, he's lost it.
Jonathan Casana, thanks for the $5. Kyle, what are some executive orders that a lefty president should implement? Corin, love that pick of you and Amari Stoudemire. So it's a great question. David Dayen over at the American Prospect, he writes these long policy things where he lays out exactly what you're talking about. He had like an executive order tracker for Biden. Like, here's all the good ones he could sign. Here's what he did sign. He's on top of this with like day one agenda shit for a Democratic president. Everybody go read David Dayen's American Prospect because he'll tell you everything. If I was president, David Dayen would be a top advisor to me and I would be like, give me your list of the shit and we're doing all of it. So that would be my answer on that one.
Yeah, Maher was a cool dude. I met him probably back in like 2012 at an autograph signing. He was the first guy that came to the Knicks that like really was a big superstar that really like gave us hope. You know, there was nobody that really wanted to come and like
immediately shit the bed after like 1 or 2 seasons.
Blew his knee out like the second season or some shit.
Bro,
you know what
Phoenix Amari was like unstoppable, and then the second he got on the Knicks, it was like,
yeah. Well, here's the thing. Same thing. Tyson Chandler, I put in a little bit different category because I think he was a better player. He won a championship. Tyson Chandler had Chris Paul to make his career in New Orleans. Amari Stoudemire had Steve Nash to make his career in Phoenix. So it's like, you take away Steve Nash, I take away Kyle from this podcast, it's ass cheeks. Like it's like you need a point guard to throw you the lob, to hit you with the fucking pick and roll. Like, is Malone as good as he is if he doesn't have John Stockton? Like, it's like Amari benefited from having the fucking one of the greatest point guards of all time. So it's like, I love Amari. Is he really a Hall of Famer?
No, definitely not.
You
people
know,
were
like,
saying
there's
like
so many other better guys.
People were making fun of the Hall of Fame after the shit with Amari getting in it. Like I saw people being like, the NBA Hall of Fame is ass cheeks. You got lenient ass standards if Amari Stoudemire. Like, what do we get out of Amari? Maybe 5 years. How many years was he with the Suns? Like 5 years or something like that.
Yeah,
however long he was with the Suns, we got like maybe 5 years of him jumping out the gym and just yamming it on people. But like that's it. That's it. You mentioned Tyson Chandler. He was better because he was like defensively, he was like one of the best defensive players in the fucking league.
100%.
Right? So
100%.
he could catch the lobs too and shit, but he was also a defensive menace.
Yeah, and he coined like a whole new offensive rebound type of shit where remember he would just like tip it back all the way and like it would be an offensive rebound. This is my friend speculating, but he thinks Amari might have got in because he's got all his ties to Israel. And that's maybe, like a reason why he's like Hasidic Jew now, and he like wears the chain.
Well, they
think that's why he got into the Hall of Fame.
Well, a lot of people go after like Steph Curry and Draymond because apparently Golden State is like really tied in with Israel. Like they were doing, like fundraisers with the IDF and shit like that.
Really?
Yeah. So Curry sort of low key between that and Curry like trying to get like low cost housing not built in his neighborhood. People sort of low key like dislike Curry for those things.
LeBron fucks with Israel hard too. He
True.
Like, had a soundbite that
it's
like,
actually I don't. Yeah, I mean, I'll semi-defend Bron because he kind of was just like it was just sort of like a, oh yeah, I've heard good things. Like maybe I'll visit there someday. But people made it seem like he was like, I love Netanyahu and genocide. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know him. I agree it wasn't good. But I don't think it's as bad as Steph Curry and Draymond Green doing like photo ops with the IDF.
Yeah,
you know.
And Stat I think found a lane early on.
Well, he's Jewish. He's Jewish, so it's like it's sort of like an identity thing where it's like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think he found a lane when he like played at the Knicks that was like, oh, there's a good market here for like Jewish fans. Let me see what's up here. And it's like,
imagine he's lying about all of it, like he has no Jewish ancestry. You know, like it's possible.
Fucking never know.
Near the Far World, thanks for the $5. South Park will age as well as Anthony Kiedis with his 17-year-old girlfriend. The show is disgusting. The way babies/toddlers are grotesque. I have no idea what you're talking about with that. Do you know what he's talking about, Corin?
I don't know who Anthony Kiedis. No, I'm sorry, Near the Far World.
I don't know Anthony Kiedis or his 17-year-old girlfriend, and I also don't know what thing you're talking about in South Park. South Park's one of those shows where everything's a joke.
South Park? Why can't he spell out South Park?
The first thing is South Park right there.
Yeah, I know. Like, why do you have to spell it all like?
I don't know why he abbreviated it, but it's definitely South Park. But the point I was going to make is that's one of those shows where they just got to pass because they've crossed so many lines for so long. Everybody's like, yeah, that's just South Park.
Family Guy too. I think it's kind of
Family Guy too. So there's a certain category where I'm kind of in this category too because I got crazy ass old tweets and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So you hit a point where you say so much crazy shit that people are like, yeah, but he's allowed. That's him. And I feel like South Park's on that level. And so I feel like they get away with shit other people wouldn't get away with.
Yeah.
Because if you're trying to be like all proper and shit, and then there's also some like raping your fucking show, like, yeah, you might have a problem. But if it's like you consistently every week are saying some wild ass shit, people just be like, yeah, that's who they are. You know what I'm saying?
It's like Draymond on the basketball court. Like the amount of like hard fouls he does to people and like doesn't get a technical for. Like, and then there's a player who's more clean cut. Like if Steph Curry would do the same type of foul that Draymond would do, he'd get a T right away because it's just not in his
Totally.
fucking realm.
Yeah, the standards just change a little bit.
Exactly. Which is it's fucked up, but that's just the way it is.
And for the record, I don't know what he's talking about with like babies or toddlers being raped.
Yeah,
I have no idea. QC man, thanks for the $5. Obviously, you weren't the reason, but if it turned out your nasty ass bitch comments sent Nancy Mason to her craziness, would you feel bad? Yeah, I think I would.
Oh, is that the lady who got all those tattoos?
Yeah.
Are those real?
Yes, they're real. But here's the thing, QC man. Based on I retweeted something else about Nancy, and based on what like people around her say, she's always been like actually unhinged and like seriously mentally ill. So like I definitely didn't help with that shit, but I definitely don't think like I'm the reason she's having a mental breakdown. Like she was always sort of in mental breakdown mode, and I just sort of maybe gave her a little nudge a touch further. You know what I'm saying? But if it was solely on me, yeah, I feel kind of bad because like it was a joke and I thought it was funny and a lot of people thought it was funny. But if like at the expense of that was like somebody just like losing everything, I'd be like, all right, my bad. I didn't mean it like that. You know what I'm saying?
You made her second guess ever eating beans again, bro. Like
I made
she probably can't eat beans ever again.
She now clowns on herself about the beans.
Really?
Yes, she's done self-aware posts about like there was some post where it was like, damn, I'm at the gym and I spilled it. And it was like a bottle of beans that spilled over. And she replied to it and was like, that's relatable. So like she's now self-aware about the beans.
She knows about the beans.
When she posted the picture of her new tattoos, I reposted that bitch except changed one of the tattoos to a beans can.
I think I saw that. Oh my gosh.
G-Sin, thanks for the $10. Is it just me or was there an edit after Jon Stewart answered Crystal's presidential run question? Was there more to his response? And does that open the door to John going on KKF or Kyle going on John's pod? On the KKF one or John's pod one, we could reach out now. I guess we have a contact now, but we would invite him. I don't, there's no indication he even knows who I am. Never mind. Going to invite me on his podcast. I understand when people don't want to like talk to me. I'm still in my mind. I'm still like the asshole on the internet with the show doing his own thing. And like, I'm sort of nuclear. Like if you affiliate with me, like I would never do what Hassan is doing where like he's campaigning for people. Cause like, I know what they'll dig up the second I campaign for somebody. They'll be like, he campaigned with this motherfucker who said this, this, and this. So like, I don't expect any of these people to have me on their shows. Does that make sense? Like, and I don't even want it. I'm cool with that without it being the case. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we would invite him on Crystal, Kyle, and Friends. And to answer your question, there wasn't anything that was really cut there because Crystal would have told me if like, oh, what he said was this and this. Like he didn't say anything extra on that shit.
Yeah.
Marcel, thanks for the $5. Hey, Kyle, while the polls spell blue wave doom for MAGA in the midterms, I've been burned too many times. We shouldn't trust any poll ever again. Well, I agree with you in the sense that we got to run through the tape, right? I agree with you in that we should never rest on our laurels. I agree with you that like we got to pretend like we're down 10 points 24/7 from now until the end of time. So I agree with you on that shit. But practically speaking, I'm not going to make any specific predictions, but like my feeling on the matter is that it's so over for them, bro. It is so fucking over for them.
Yeah, it's probably Rapskis.
Case, thanks for the $10. I don't know. I don't like the name Chip Roy. Sounds too gay and hetero for my eardrum tolerance. From now on, he's Pip Foy. I repeat, Pip Foy. You got that? Ye Yankee whipped cream milkshake topping, Pip Foy. Okay, we got it, bro. Chip Roy is now Pip Foy. Appreciate you, bro.
Roy?
Chip Roy's a Republican politician.
Oh, that shit reminds me of Chips Ahoy.
It does kind of remind me of that too, yeah. Brianna, thanks for the $5. I wonder which lefty Shane Gillis is secretly watching every time he's on Joe Rogan's podcast. He's always talking about Medicare for all. Brianna, that's a great point. My reaction to you though is here's my thought. I feel like he's more of the type, like he's watching all of like the podcast cringe videos and the Too Lazy to Try videos and the American Redact videos and like all those people that like bash the Rogan sphere all day and are like comedy fans who are now disaffected because they hate how right wing it's gotten. I feel like he's watching them. Maybe he's seen the occasional like left-wing political commentator video, but I feel like that's who he watches. And so he knows that Rogan's like no longer cool online. And so he always maintains a little bit of distance by like saying some decent shit politically. Does that make sense? But yeah, it's possible he also just watches a left-wing YouTuber. I'm not sure.
That would be fire if he was watching your shit, bro. But yeah, you're right. Like I
don't think he is. I listened to the full context and he was saying like communism is gay, but like
really?
Free healthcare is not communism. That's just good. And it's like, that's just a normie ass take. You know, I don't think that, again, I feel like he knows people don't like Rogan anymore, but that's from watching all the Rogan critical channels that specifically do that shit. Because those channels tend to like him. He's like the only person in the Rogan sphere that still gets some support. And I guess maybe Tim Dillon a little bit, but.
Yeah, I feel like Shane still gets some street cred in like Philly and all this shit. So like
he's a little more down to earth. I mean, it hasn't gotten to his head as much as it's gotten everybody else's head. I mean, he was at the UFC fight on the White House lawn.
Yeah, he's still doing some right wing shit.
And there was a picture of him with Trump in like 2025.
Yeah.
So like
he said he went to the White House but didn't go into some room or some shit.
I don't know. Like still fuck him, but just fuck him slightly less than the other assholes.
Agreed. You know? Yeah.
Guitar Pro, thanks for the $5. Did you see Destiny is siding with Scott Jennings in the lawsuit? These people are insane. I don't know how you can call yourself even a lib and side with him. I mean, epic crash out, man. Crash out of legendary proportions. I mean, if you're still focusing on Hassan and DSA in this moment and saying, like, they're the enemy, like, you have totally lost the fucking plot. Like, fascism is here, bro. Like, go after the fascists or you're just part of the problem, you know?
Thanks, Guitar Pro.
Worgenman, thanks for the $10. Behind all interest is knowledge and development. We sense truth behind things that we think are interesting or cool. It's interesting that people are drawn to certain interests and that exploring them, he goes on from there,
Worgenman,
would lead them to developing their minds and give them a wider understanding of life and not just the individual thing they're interested in. Since when you go into an interest that feels deep,
Worgenman, where are you taking us, bro?
You feel more aware in general. That's proof people have a life path, destiny, person they're meant to become, because interests mentally set up a clear direction of where you are supposed to go. Well, I got good news then, because I'm obsessive as a motherfucker and I go down a lot of rabbit holes like that. So if that's the key to life, well, I should be set then. So I appreciate you, bro.
So it's good to go down rabbit holes, and
that's basically what he's saying. He's saying like if you're interested in something, it opens up doors for you and makes you like have a life path that you follow through your own natural interests.
I can see that.
Which, if that's true, then I'm good, because I'm interested in a lot of shit and I like dig deeper on those things, you know.
I think I'm the opposite. I don't think I'm interested in anything besides like the Knicks or some shit.
Yeah, no, I don't know about that. I feel like you are. You were interested in some Pokemon card shit recently. You're interested in playing ball. Like you're interested in working out. You went back to the gym. You're interested in food. Like there's mad shit you're kind of interested in. You know, it's just a matter of like, you know, just going deeper and deeper on it. And then that opens up more doors. Like think about when you would go to the gym regularly, like you got really interested in like, what should I eat? What workout should I do? Like which muscle groups, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying?
True. Appreciate that. Thanks, Worgerman, for always your insightful shit.
Benny Johnson's Twitter has thanks for the $5. Lots of people want Ossoff Trump for POTUS. I like him, but he used to be pretty centrist and voted for the Lake and Riley Act. What changed? Can we trust him? To answer your question, what changed is just his rhetoric in these speeches is much better than it used to be. It's like he's learned from the political moment, and he's like going after Trump in all the effective ways and calling out the corruption. And he's just like, he's delivering good speeches that are like very substantive and like very critical of Trump and MAGA. So that's what changed. Can we trust him? I mean, no more or less than other sort of standard Democratic politicians. I put him in like, he's not a diet MAGA Democrat, right? But he is like sort of a standard Democrat, but he's just got really much better PR. In many ways, he's sort of like a white Obama, if you will. The thing that makes him a threat for the primary is that he's very talented politically. Like he's got that aura about him of like, this guy could be president. Like it's got that feel to him. Right. And so, but to your point, like there's a lot of shit in his record you could pick apart in terms of his votes. The Lake and Riley Act is just one, but there's a bunch of shit. You know, when he ran the first time, he said he's not in favor of Medicare for all or the Green New Deal or some other shit, abolish ICE. So now maybe he will change that a little bit moving forward, but can you trust him? I don't know. But I think he's going to be one of the top tier contenders for the race. So we'll see. But yeah, there are some concerning votes there, and we should definitely keep that in mind, you know. Retro Lee Jean, thanks for the $10. Kyle, you should consider interviewing Dave Bashaw for Crystal Kyle and Friends. Check out the political soapbox held by the Des Moines Register and an interview with Bleeding Heartland. David Bashaw. I'll write that down. By the way, Corin, one of the things I was going to say earlier, you mentioned sneakers at the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah.
One of the things I wanted to tell you is I watched a video about like the fall of Nike. And, you know, I'm sure you know this already, but like the old school New Balance dad shoe has been popular now for years.
Facts.
And I got to be honest, man, I don't give a fuck who thinks that shit looks good and who's rocking them. Fuck those shoes. My dad wore those shoes and like they will never, ever, ever be cool for me. Ever. I know my dad. He's the type of dude that wore them. And like, I don't care what kind of ironic type shit people are trying to do. We're like, nah, this is cool now. Fuck you and fuck those shoes. They are not cool. They are not interesting. They're weird looking. You look like an old man when you wear them bitches. And I don't give a fuck if the times changed and like people in high school are wearing them shits. Fuck them too.
I agree with you. The only shits that I will sway on that is Crocs. I don't know how you feel on Crocs, but like I have a pair
never
of Crocs.
Owned a pair. Everybody in my family does, but I never owned a pair.
But I'm the same with you on the
New Balance shoes.
Yeah, trying to make some New Balance or like there's a Nike shoe. I don't know what it is, the Air Monarch or something, but it's like
trying
the
to copy
old
that shit.
Like no, it's like the dad shoe.
Right.
The grilling shit. And people wear that shit as a regular shoe. And it's like, don't do that. Don't do that. It's like an Air Jordan 4 or 12, 11 is way better than that shit. Don't try and convince me that some old shit is the shit.
I don't give a fuck if I'm the last person on earth wearing a pair of Jordans. That shit is going to look better to me, you know?
100%. Yeah, it's a good ass. Yeah.
Pete Marshall, thanks for the $5. Kyle, thoughts on potential Ossoff 2028 presidential bid? So we just talked about that not too long ago. I think he's going to be a major threat. I think he's a top tier contender, but also his voting record is a little sus. So like, you know, I would prefer somebody else, but if he were the one, then, you know, obviously it's whatever to take down the MAGA fascists. But yeah, he's going to be a top tier contender. He really seems like he's ready for prime time, you know?
Bro, a lot of people are fucking showing love to Asics.
Asics are the best shoes on the market. So I own a pair of those because they are tennis shoes and very comfy, very good to like run in. So like in terms of functionality, I put Asics in like the top tier for sure.
Yeah, I guess if there's a purpose for them, like, you know, like there's running shoes that are
they look pretty good too. They're not as good as like a pair of Jordans.
Asics have some shit. Yeah, they have some shit.
Yeah, but they have some shit. It looks kind of good. I have a pair that's like all black with some like hot pink in that bitch. Kind of nice. But
like Skechers try to get behind OG as like a basketball player, and like Joel Embiid. I think there was another athlete that wore some Skechers, and I was like, you can't bring Skechers back.
But here's the thing now, right? Like everybody and their mother gets a signature shoe now, whereas back in the day, you had to be on some potential goat shit to get a signature shoe. Yep. But now all these different companies give all these different people a signature shoe, so now the signature shoes don't mean anything. You know?
Meanwhile, Jalen Brunson doesn't even have a signature shoe, and that shit would sell out OD.
I would 100% buy those shits. 100%.
Same. He said that he was happy because he has a lifetime like Kobe deal where he could get any Kobe Bryant shoe he wants, and he's happy with that. So every shoe that comes out in like his colorway, like they came out with a Statue of Liberty colorway of Kobe Bryant's, and that's like the Jalen Brunson shoe. But like he's still got to make his own shit, man, because everyone will buy that shit.
My son likes the Anthony Edwards ones. Those are kind of cool.
Yeah, those are fire too. Yeah, he does a great job.
Looking. I like those shoes. Martin Miller, thanks for the $5. I heard that Stephen Miller was one of the staffers Trump left behind on Air Force One. This means Trump could have let his closest supporter die. Insane. I did not hear that. Who did I hear was left behind? Marco Rubio. I heard Rubio was left behind.
Rubio, I heard that.
And I had heard Levitt, but somebody told me that's not true. So I don't know, but man, if he would left Stephen Miller behind, that would have been based as fuck.
That shit is so wild that they put him on just a straight fucking like catering cart.
Bro, he doesn't give a fuck, bro. He doesn't give a fuck. He's a little bitch and he doesn't give a fuck. He was letting other people die. He doesn't care.
I don't know if it was the meme you put or one that I saw. It was just like Trump in a real assassination attempt or a fake assassination attempt versus a real one.
Fight versus a real one. He's hiding. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Oh my gosh, what a bitch.
Labrador Hawk, thanks for the $10. Corin, I apologize for misspelling your name a few weeks ago, sir. Question for you guys. Which side do you think is more internally divided? DSA, establishment Dems, or Tucker, MTG, Repub / neocons? It's a great question. My answer would be the Republicans are definitely more divided. I think the division on the Democratic side is kind of fake because the entire Democratic base agrees with us, right? Like 75 to 90% of the base believes in Medicare for all, for example. Virtually the entire base wants to cut off the money to Israel and like stop the war against Iran. Basically, the whole base wants a higher minimum wage. Like everybody in the Democratic voting base kind of agrees on everything, but it's just the Democratic leadership, like Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer. They're the ones who are like the problem because they believe in like diet MAGA shit. But the division on the left is kind of fake. It's not real. Like it's just like all the moneyed interest propping up like more right-leaning Democrats and desperately trying to hold on to power as the left-wing Tea Party like kicks all the bums out, right? On the Republican side, they're like 80% with Donald J. Trump, but then there's a solid 20% of the Republican voters who are just like, fuck this. I'm with Thomas Massey and Tucker Carlson and Marjorie Taylor Greene, and you said no new wars, and they're kind of in disarray. So I do feel like, and now you got to remember, Trump's approval rating is 36% in the whole country. So like he's dwindled in terms of who his like cult supporters are. So I feel like the right is really in disarray. Also because they just destroyed the country and people know that, like higher gas prices and shit like that, higher grocery prices. So yeah, I feel like they're way more divided than we are, but it looks like we're a little more divided now just because the establishment is kind of trying to fight back a little bit against the rise of DSA.
I was in the locker room. I don't know if I said this last week, but I might have said this. I was in the locker room last week, and an old guy came in and was just like talking about whatever, and he was just like, "Yeah, don't get me started on Trump." And then this other guy was in his locker and he was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to entertain that conversation," or something like that. And I was just like, "Damn, man, you're still fucking lost." Like saying like he defends him, you know?
Oh my God. It's so embarrassing at this point.
Yeah, I know. And I looked at him. I was like, "You look like a fucking bozo."
Totally. Skylar, thanks for the $20. Very kind of you. Kyle, huge fan of the show. I've moved beyond the libertarian phase. I was a fan of Dave Smith. Mises Institute and Reason. Libertarianism has elements of truth, but fails to be taken seriously for its simplicity and one note. Skylar, welcome. Welcome to I guess you could say, the Democratic Socialist or the Social Democrat side or the lefty side or whatever you want to call it. You are very welcome, my friend. And allow me to say the path you've taken is one I feel like that has many people have traveled before. Everybody's gone through like a little bit of a libertarian phase at one point or another. So welcome. I feel like it's the natural progression for a lot of libertarians to wake up and be like, wait a second. I still agree with libertarians on like live and let live, but I don't know. You can't just let the fucking oligarchs do whatever they want. So now I'm moving left. So shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Skylar.
Retro Lee Jean, thanks again for the $5. Also, I met a 2020 Bernie voter that has not voted since then, a crucial demographic for Ro Khanna and AOC. I met a 2020 Bernie voter who has not voted since then, a crucial demographic for Ro Khanna and AOC. Interesting. Yeah, but I will say Bernie didn't turn out enough new voters as he needed, right? So what we need to do is get the entire Democratic voting base plus independents plus maybe like 3% of the apolitical, like I don't like voting type people. And then that's like an undefeatable fucking coalition. So, but shout out to you, bro. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Retro.
Moral Hazard, thanks for the $20. Would you consider having Dr. John Padfield of Business Reform on KKF? He talks about the horrors of flock cameras, mass surveillance, and how to protect yourself. He's apolitical, but I would see to him, I would to see him get more lefty coverage. Would like to see him, I think you're trying to say, get more lefty coverage. Dr. John Padfield. John Padfield. Okay, I'll take a look, but no promises. But he's on the radar now. I'll take a look when I get some time.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Moral
Hazard. Michardev, thanks for the $20. Any love for a Canadians Blue Jays? 7-3 last 10 and only one half game out of wild card in one of the toughest divisions.
They do play in the AL East, which is the same division as the Yankees, so kind of fuck them. And they just played the Yankees, and I don't know. I think the Yankees won the series, but the Blue Jays are cool, man. Like they should have won the World Series last year, which would have been really cool for Canada.
When is the baseball season? Like, how long does it last? When does it start and when does it end?
I don't know when it starts, but it ends the month before October, whenever that is.
Okay, so
like
late
end
September?
of September. Yeah, late September.
Okay.
Like so, it's like almost the end of the season. But only a half a game out of the wild card is good because.
And didn't the NFL season just start?
Like the preseason just started. Yeah. But the Blue Jays have a player whose son, Vladimir Guerrero, used to play on the Expos, Montreal, who's like a home run hitter. And I just saw a crazy stat that he has not hit a home run in his home stadium this whole season, which is just a wild stat. He's like he's a power hitter. But yeah, Blue Jays are cool, man. I got a Toronto Blue Jays hat.
I can see myself getting more into baseball than football. I've never been a football guy, really.
Baseball's cool. You know what your son would probably like is the Savannah Bananas shit. I don't know if you've seen any of that stuff.
No.
It's like the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball.
Oh, interesting.
There's a time limit of the baseball game, so there's no you won't be there for hours. They do like crazy catches and they do cool, like exciting, like entertaining shit throughout the game. It's right. It's fun shit.
That's what's up. QC man, thanks for the $5. Really sucks. So many lefties already committed to voting for Hakeem for speaker. In addition to his bad politics, he's a stiff, boring communicator. Yeah. I discussed today how he still is not in favor of abolish ICE. He still is not in favor of Medicare for all. It's really, really disturbing. I think the reason why these lefties have said, like, yeah, I'll support him for speaker is because they're trying to, like, build more clout and support as a Democratic bloc. Like, they're trying to get on the committees to be able to impact legislation. They're trying to unlock DNC funds for their races to have a better chance and be more competitive. But it's a tough line to walk, right? Because how much do you try to get, like, institutional clout to then use that for positive change versus how much can you, like, sort of get that by going the opposite way and saying we are outright adversarial towards leadership and we're going to, like, take over the party. And to this point, there's been more adversarial stuff in the Freedom Caucus on the right than there has been with the Progressive Caucus on the left. And I feel like when we get enough people, that's going to change. But for now, they do seem like they're playing it sort of safe, where it's like, oh yeah, we're not going to ruffle any feathers yet, but maybe they're keeping their powder dry for when the time comes. I feel like Daria Liza and Chris Rabb will, like, absolutely, when the time comes, they'll be the first to be like, nah, we're throwing down and we're going to use our power as a bloc to, like, make the Democratic leadership's lives a living hell until they give us what we want, more progressive legislation. So we'll see. Time will tell. But they're playing it safe at the moment for, like, I think somewhat defensible reasons, but also upsetting reasons, disappointing reasons.
Thanks, QC, man.
Ziriob, thanks for the $10. What's up, y'all? Big fan. I'm a process engineer at Tesla, and we're working 72-hour work weeks lately. Crazy as hell. Goddamn, why am I not surprised that at an Elon Musk company, the workers are being grinded into fucking dust? Well, shout out to you, and I appreciate you dipping in here with your busy schedule. And,
yeah, bro, hit me in the DMs. Let me get a discount on Tesla or some shit, bro.
Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, though, bro.
Keep your head up. CK Progressive, thanks for the $5. It was surreal to see Crystal sitting in Kyle's chair getting interviewed by Jon Stewart.
I said the same shit.
Who's the scheduling genius in the NBA that thought the Pistons season opener should be on a Tuesday afternoon while everyone is still at work?
Yeah, the game's at 3 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon. Did you see that? Or like 1 o'clock or something like that.
That's the opening day? And they're the first game on the opening day?
No, I don't think. Oh, it might be actually. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be wild if that's opening day. Shit. Are they still doing what? Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say Tyrese Halliburton came out and was, like, mad at the scheduling people because, like, he's got his first game back is, like, in New Orleans versus the Pelicans or some shit, and everyone was commenting like, "Bro, you're not that important." Like, he was mad that his first game back wasn't a nationally televised game, and it's against the Pelicans on the road, and he was like,
damn, he really thinks he's important like that?
Yeah. No, the whole interview was basically like, would you think somebody of my caliber who's coming back off an injury would have an opening game, not at home, and versus the Pelicans, not on national TV? And the guy he was talking to was kind of like, yeah, man. Like,
where do these people get off thinking that he's, like, some hot shit? Like,
him and Trae Young, like, it's like, yo, you guys haven't done shit. Like, yeah, you made it to the finals, but, like, you're not that. Like, you're fucking Jalen Brunson doesn't even have. They used to have Banner Night. Used to be the only game on, like, TNT would be this, like, the Celtics, Razor Bannock. That's the only game of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Knicks have to open up, like, after some other team plays or some shit.
It's wild to me, man. Like, you're not like, he should have been thinking the opposite. Like, I was a good player, but I hurt myself. I've been gone for a year, so obviously nobody gives a fuck now. Like, instead of thinking like, oh, y'all are waiting on what I'm about to do. Like, no, they're not. What are you talking about?
Like, the NBA blessed you. Like, go off for 60 against the Pelicans or some shit.
Totally.
Be on SportsCenter.
Yeah, is Zion still with the fucking Pelicans still?
Yeah, surprisingly.
Are you fucking kidding me? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Will David, $5. A good piece of advice I heard today was you shouldn't feel imposter syndrome when the most incompetent people are in charge of the world. You know, I've had that thought too. The number of times I said to Crystal that, like, if one of us was president, how much better the world would be right now. And that's a terrifying thought that, like, somebody like me or her, like, we're better situated to run the fucking world. Like, what? That's insane. But it's true. These people are like just evil.
Yeah.
Benny Johnson Twitter has, thanks again, man. I'm only 22, so I want to know, why do many lefties hate Elizabeth Warren? Or she was a dick with Bernie, but I feel like she's generally on our side. Yeah, so the problem is Bernie asked her to run for president. He wanted her to run, and he didn't want to run in 2016. And she refused. And so then Bernie was like, fine, I'll run in 2016. And he almost won, right? And some argue he maybe would have if it wasn't for all the fuckery and the putting the thumb on the scale and all that stuff, because basically Hillary, like, controlled the DNC and, like, they sort of were able to rig it in certain ways. But anyway, I digress. Then in 2020, Bernie runs, and Elizabeth Warren's like, I'm running now too. And so that's already, like, bro, he came to you to ask you to run in 2016. You said no, he ran. Now he's got all the momentum, and now you're trying to jump in that bitch? And so that already was like a little bit of a problem because like he gave you the opportunity to wear the crown and you rejected it. And now you're trying to like take his thunder, right? Then there was the famous like,
yeah, no, let's keep it real. It's the bitch shit when she like tried to whisper some shit on the stage to him.
She tried to say that like Bernie said some sexist shit to her. That like Bernie was like, a woman can't win for president, so you can't run. Yeah. And in reality, what Bernie was doing was saying that like, damn, these Republicans sure are misogynist as fuck, right? Like, that's crazy how much they hate women. And she spun that into like, you know, him saying like, a woman can't win and don't even try.
Yeah.
And so that was the problem. And she knifed him at a time when like, he could have used a little bit of support. He could have used a little, like, think about AOC. Everybody loves AOC. AOC endorsed Bernie when he was in the hospital recovering from a fucking heart attack.
Yeah.
Okay. That's some real ass shit. For all of AOC's faults, she took that moment to say, I'm going to endorse him when he just had a motherfucking heart attack. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's the big thing is like, she sort of knifed Bernie in the back. And
she did it like on stage though, like at the debate.
It was very gross. It was very like, I can't beat you straight up. So now I'm just going to lie and say that you're sexist. And like, that's why people should support me over you. And then her campaign imploded. So that's why lefties hate Elizabeth Warren. But you're right in terms of policy. She's like a antitrust type person. And she's like probably one of the top 5 best senators, I would say. Keith Black, thanks for the $5. What's your theory on Florida? Why is it the way it is? No disrespect to any Floridian in the chat. Keith Black, it's a great question. I think the answer is relatively straightforward. You have a bunch of old white retirees who move there, and they're going there to basically get lower taxes. And they've created like, you know, like a geriatric fucking state. And so because they want the low taxes, because they're really old, for all those reasons, they like lean very conservative. And that's the gist of it. That's why it's so difficult. It's only gone further and further right over the years. When me and Corin were kids, it was a swing state. It was like a true swing state. Like in the year 2000 with the George W. Bush Al Gore election, that bitch was a nail biter as fuck. That shit was like, you know, we went to bed and they were like one vote apart from each other or something crazy. But now in the past however many election cycles, since Obama, I think, won it, and then no Democrat since Obama has won it.
And let's keep it real too. There's probably a lot of like voting fuckery that goes on in Florida that like we just don't know.
Certainly
about.
With George W. Bush, his brother was the governor when George Bush won it, and then in the recount, Al Gore won the shit. So there was definitely a lot of fuckery.
But I feel like there's just any cheating shit going on. It's definitely in Florida. Like there's people probably doing some fucked up shit that we don't even know about down there.
Yeah, so it's that kind of explains why the state is how it is. But if there was ever an election cycle where it could be a little different, it would be now. It would be now. You know,
it used to be cool.
I think David Jolly has a chance to beat Byron Donalds for the governor. So we shall see about that.
It used to be like everybody's grandma and grandpa lived down there, and they were like kind of like left leaning, and now their kids took it over and fucking are like they got all their money and turned that shit right wing. And they moved to Miami.
There's also some Cubans there who are very right wing. Kay Sutherland, thanks for the $5. By the way, guys, you ever want to cover the Star Wars prequels and how the parallels are extremely relevant to today's political events? Never thought about it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's sort of like some foreshadowing in that bitch. So maybe I'll take a look at that.
I've never seen Star Wars.
Yeah, Corin's never seen it. I have, but it's been a while. The Luis Salea, thanks for the $5. Here's some money towards fixing your guys' leftist internet and mic issues tonight. Rest in peace, Hayden Panettiere. For real, that news really took me aback. Yeah, man. It's always sad when people die. Yeah. But what do we say? It comes in threes. So like, hold your breath because I feel like 2 more are coming at some point. You know what I'm saying? Then you know what's crazy? Joe Biden, I feel like, is going to die very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's right at the end. You know.
She was this girl Hayden was from around the Rockland area where I'm around, which I just found out.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch a lot of those movies that she was in, but to your point, it's just sad when anybody that young passes away, especially like that has such a promising career, man. Like
crazy.
She was in a lot of movies, but like fucking I don't know what she passed away from, but like drugs, depression, all that shit could take a toll on you when you're living in fucking La La world. And
Benny Johnson's Twitter ads, thanks again, bro. What golfer do you think was hurt most by going to live? I think it's either Rahm because he's so well-rounded or Dustin Johnson because his swing was honestly gorgeous to watch. Louis Oosthuizen as well.
I would say Bryson, man. Like, he's been shit on the most.
So the answer is it's a tie, and it's Rom, Dustin Johnson, and Bryson. So you're all right here. Rom, because he was like either world number one or like top 5 and had a promising future, and now like the competition is just not as good. He seems to have fallen off quite a bit, so that sucks. Dustin Johnson, because he went over there and like literally stopped caring and immediately shit the bed. Bryson, because he like had a great run, but now like he's in sort of no man's land now. Like, now what are you going to do? Go play on like the Asian tour and try to work your way back to the PGA tour? Will they even accept you? I don't know. And Phil, actually, I forgot to say Phil, because Phil led the charge of creating the shit, and now he's got nowhere to play. So when Liv shuts down, which is happening, he's like, the Champions Tour doesn't want him. That's the 50+ tour. They don't want him because that's
his local country club doesn't want him.
They kicked him off that bitch because he was like having an affair and like lying about it and hiding his phone in the cart of other people who were playing, like trying to make it look like he was playing when he was banging somebody. Like, nah, he's cooked. Like, Phil is the most cooked, but Bryson is like panicking because he doesn't know what the path is going to be for him. You know who's very happy right now is Brooks Koepka, because Brooks Koepka went to Live Golf. Then he got out that bitch right before the fucking ship sank. Right before it sank, he came back, hat in hand, on bended knee to the PGA Tour and was like, I will suck your dick for you to let me back in this place. And they were like, all right, you're going to suck our shit, but welcome back. And he was like, so.
And Rory looks like a hero because he had spoken out against that shit since day one. And he went on to win and did well. So it was like, it's almost karma for all those people that went there and did shitty.
Facts. And by the way, it's shutting down because of the Iran war, because Saudi Arabia is losing money because of the Iran war, so they can't fund all this shit.
Well, apparently they said they got like a new investor or some shit, but that's not going to
nonsense.
Last.
No, because the PIF had unlimited money.
Yeah,
like they were paying Phil Mickelson like $100 million in contract.
Great, yeah.
Like,
would they offer Tiger like something absurd?
They offered him nearly $1 billion, and he was like, no, because he already has enough money. Like, he has the world in terms of money.
Yep.
PMG, thanks for the $5,000. Why crap on couples in age gap relationships? Is it your business? Would you vote Bernie, Abdul, AOC if loved outside your acceptable age range? So, who was I making fun of?
Yeah, no one's shitting on couples.
No, there had to be somebody I made fun of where like the age gap was a little ridiculous. I don't know who it was though. But you got to admit that like once you get over a certain line, it becomes like, if there's let's say there's like a 19-year-old girl. Oh, Caroline Levitt. That's who they're saying. Okay, so here's the deal. Caroline Levitt was 29 years old, and she was dating a 60-year-old guy.
Yeah, that's OD.
Like, if you're doubling the person's age, like, I don't know, man. I'm going to sort of go after that. 80-26 is a little much. That's what I'm saying. Like, hey.
There's no love there, in my opinion. Like, that there's ulterior motives.
Absolutely. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm in a little bit of an age gap relationship, right? Like, my wife was born in 1981, I was born in 1988, so like there's a little bit of a gap there.
Nah, but that's acceptable range.
But that's the point I was gonna make, is that like there's a range where everybody's like, yeah, but then there's a range where everybody's like, and like Caroline Levitt is not in a fucking good range. And to answer the person's question, yes, if Bernie was married to somebody who's half his fucking age, I would judge the shit out of him, of course. If Abdul was married to somebody who was half his age, I would fucking be like, what is this?
Yes, there's got to be some type of common ground that you guys can like talk about shit on, like.
Yeah, like think about it. There's no like, you have no relation to each other because you came from such different eras that like, one of the guys is going to talk about, I remember when they invented the fucking telephone, and she's going to be like, I remember like, TikTok. Like,
you talking about sidekicks or some shit?
Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Some real news. Thanks for the $10. In hindsight, were you too hard on 16 Hillary and 20 Biden? Can you and Crystal go one day without talking politics? If Abdul loses, does it mean sock Dems can only win in super blue cities? Thoughts on communism and Marx? Okay, let's take this one by one. In hindsight, I would say I was slightly too hard on Hillary 16 and Biden 2020, but not that things I said weren't true, more that the emphasis should have been more on the horrors of the right, which were to come, right? Like, that's where the emphasis should have been. And sometimes I got lost in the sauce and was too focused on being critical on the Democrats without putting everything in context. So that's my answer to that. Can me and Crystal go one day without talking politics? It's a good question. Probably not, but like there's days where we only talk about politics for like, 10 minutes or something. So it's like not a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? If Abdul loses, does it mean Social Democrats can only win in super blue cities? No, because you already have examples where like, the left won big and it like Malat Kiros, for example, won. I guess that's Colorado. That's a blue state. So, but like I don't know. I feel like people move the goalposts on this, where whenever we win in one area, it's like, yeah, but that place is different, and it's like, is it? I don't know. We're starting to win like everywhere now, so I don't think so. I think that this brand of politics does well like everywhere.
Didn't someone almost win in Texas or some shit like back? Like didn't Beto or
Beto almost won, but he's not really a lefty. He's
more, like yeah, I see what you're saying.
No, I think that the like sort of like the DSA brand of politics and the economic populism, like that could win anywhere. I think.
Yeah.
Thoughts on communism and Marx? I mean, it's a difficult, it's like a big thing to sort of tackle here, but I mean, the idea of it, I understand. The idea of it is like, from each according to his ability, to each according to his need, and try to create like a classless society. And like all that kind of makes sense. I guess the execution of it at times has been kind of poor, and it's led to some authoritarian governments, which are, very ripe for criticism. But that being said, in this moment, I feel like it's not even worth talking about communism or Marx, because like all of the devils are on the right. So I just sort of want to unify everybody on the left, from the communists to like the liberals, and just like take on the fascists, because that's what we need to do. So, and don't forget, communists helped defeat the Nazis in World War II. In fact, the Soviet Union took the most losses. Like they took the brunt of the Nazi attacks. So
take that, hold that.
CK Progressive, thanks for the $5. One more, and it's important. Reuters now has Trump's approval rating at 33%, the lowest of his presidency so far. That's indeed correct. That is indeed correct. He has one poll that was a 30% banger, but his average is now 36%. But it may have just dropped to 35 with this new 33%.
Does it even matter at this point, though, man?
It does. It does, because you got the midterms coming up. And with the midterms, like, they're going to try to steal it. They're going to try to do some fucked up shit. But like, if it's a real blue wave, like, there's only so much they could do. Like, they're going to get there's going to be a loud and clear message sent to them, and it's going to be devastating, Wes Nelson, thanks for the $5. Pat McAfee and Stephen A. being the faces of ESPN shows how bad that network has fallen, especially McAfee, one of MAGA's biggest cucks. I totally agree. It's kind of sad to watch ESPN like gut everybody else and then keep Pat McAfee and give him $1 gazillion. It's like, really? Like, Stephen A's, I get why people watch Stephen A. He's like entertaining and charismatic, but he's also dumb. But Pat McAfee, like, I don't get it at all. Like, I could see the argument for Stephen A., even though he annoys me. I don't see the argument at all for Pat McAfee.
Yeah,
like, who is he appealing to? Like, just drunk old white guys? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, young college kids.
Crazy.
But Michael Wilbon said about Stephen A., he's like, he's not a journalist. He's not a reporter anymore. And Stephen A. kind of agreed with him. It's like,
he's a commentator.
Yeah, they've turned into like TMZ of
he's a hot take machine. That's all.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, he's a hot take machine. And when he talks politics, bro, oh my days, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah,
he has no idea what he's talking about. Retro Lee Jean, thanks for the $10. Kyle, I don't trust Midas Touch after Nathan Sage. They either knew he was going to drop out or did not want to support him. This is why I call them mainstream media. Well, forgive me for this, but I'm not quite sure I know who Nathan Sage, Democrat Nathan Sage ends U.S. Senate campaign, citing fundraising difficulties. Nathan Sage, what state did he run in? Democrat Nathan Sage announces, was it Iowa? So he ran in Iowa and then he stopped, and he was like more of a lefty candidate. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even know about him, but I know that Iowa is very likely to go blue now anyway, though, right? Like, the polls in Iowa are sort of catastrophic for Trump, because a lot of his decisions, like his trade war and shit, has really like leveled Iowa, has really fucked him up bad. So we'll see, but I didn't know that. But Midas Touch, I mean, look, if you go, I still feel like if you go and you scroll through their channel, like, there's just a lot of good stuff. Like, there really is. I mean, they're the masters of the titles and the masters of the thumbnails, but more importantly, like, if you listen to what they say about Iran or Israel or healthcare, like, I feel like they're additive to the space. They have a positive impact on the space, I would say.
Before we get to the next chat, Diana, you fucked up.
Yeah, bro. Come on, Diana. Get with it. Get with it. It's all right. You didn't miss much, because apparently the audio was clipping like a motherfucker earlier.
We had some bangers, too, for a while. Hopefully when we upload it, it'll be good money.
I doubt it will be, but...
Well, but like, me and you were good, so if it was StreamYard and they get their shit together, maybe we'll be all right.
I don't know. I feel like it's going to be clippy, but...
You think so?
Whatever. It wasn't us, y'all. It was StreamYard. Don't be mad at us. We tried everything. It was fucking StreamYard. Katie Mullins, thanks for the $10. Your basement memories made me think of the Stranger Things comrades. They always had a safe place in a basement. I'm glad that both you and your friends had a safe place. Well, thank you. We appreciate that. I still think about that basement, man. Part of me in the back of my mind feels like at some point I want to buy back the house I grew up in,
That would be fucking gangster, bro.
Yeah.
I'd be in there chilling.
Yeah,
bring back the same pool table. It's like when someone
Nobody ever touched the basement. Nobody ever touched the basement.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, that would be amazing. Because it's like when I was gonna say, it's like when someone sells their first car and they like use the VIN number to find that exact car. You got to find the exact same pool table. You got to find the exact same couch. You got to find the big ass TV that got the back to the shit. You got to put a computer from 1990.
I think it's there. I literally think it's all there. So the house has sold. I want to say the house sold like maybe 3 times since I lived there.
Yeah.
And the last time they sold it, I don't know how long ago it was, but maybe like 5 to 8 years ago or something like that. And they have the pictures of the house, and the basement is exactly the same.
Wow.
It's got everything exactly the same. So, because what people do is like they might update shit, but they update like the main floor and the top floor. Nope, the basement is like it's already somewhat finished. Like just leave it as it is, and it's fine. Yeah. And so that shit is all the same, bro. It's so crazy to think that place is still there, and you and I just haven't been there in fucking years. Yeah. Isn't that crazy to think about?
I think about like the shit that like sometimes I see these videos. It's like you don't realize this is the last time you're watching someone walk off a field or take its last shot, or like the last time you walked out of that house. Like, did you know, like looking back, like, all right, this is the last time I'm being this shit. Like when we moved at our house in Illinois, it was like, all right, we're closing the door, we're moving. But like sometimes you leave some shit. Like the last time I left Wilson, it was like, I didn't know that was my last day there, you know?
Damn. Yeah. And that's crazy. The thing, man. Like I'm a nostalgic dude for places. I'm a very like, if it's a place, I'm like, I feel it, you know?
Yeah,
I feel it.
Yeah.
Like
100%. And that was a place.
Whenever I visit our hometown, I always go places and I'm like, damn, like this place, Jesus Christ. Like, it's just crazy to me that life is continuing there and like, I'm not there every day, you know?
Yep.
So Justin, thanks for the $10. Hi guys. My in real life bestie grew up MAGA, specifically the Door CFM. What does CFM mean? The Door CFM, and turned leftist at 18. She feels guilty because of how much harm the cult has caused to everyone besides her. What would you say to her? I would say to her that, like, that's life, bro. Like, that's what happens. Like, people right now, still, there's 33% of the country that's still caught up in all the bullshit and still, like, part of a cult. And, like, it's just, people are just not that smart. Like, we're not that smart. We can easily be duped by a whole bunch of shit. And that's what happened. And, like, you can't really blame anybody for, it's just, like, human psychology and all of its faults led to what happened. And so I just wouldn't feel any guilt about it. And I would just, you know, try to live your life as good as possible from here on out. But there's no reason to like feel bad about it because it's not their fault, you know?
Yeah. And she probably doesn't know any better at 18. So like up until 18, like she doesn't know any better. She's just listening to like what her parents tell her or some shit.
Facts. Yeah. Dean, thanks for the $10. Hey guys, only about 126 weeks of the Trump regime. I think it's supposed to say 126 weeks left. Wondering about Kyle's thoughts on national divorce versus Israel one-state solution with equal rights. Red states would have to be controlled or go militaristic. Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're saying that there's like a contradiction between supporting a one-state solution with equal rights and supporting a national divorce here in the U.S. Huh. Yeah, maybe that is something I have to reconcile. I never thought about it like that. I mean, I can tell you my initial thoughts. The reason how I got there in the first place is because I do feel like over time, one-state solution with equal rights for Israelis and Palestinians, like with time, it'll be the right solution, and it might take a long time to get to the point where like everything's okay. But I feel like in the long run, that's what's best for everybody, and that's like democracy. I would say, like, I'm not opposed to the U.S. staying together, but if it stays together, it just has to be with more reasonable leaders. Like, we can't afford to have this cult running us into the ground anymore. You know what I'm saying? It would be the equivalent of like saying we're going to do a one-state solution, but Netanyahu is going to be the head of that one state. And it's like, well, he's going to fucking like abuse the shit out of the Palestinians. And like, he's not going to give people equal rights. That's kind of how I feel is like Trump's leading the U.S., but like, he's not actually treating the blue states fairly. Like he's robbing them blind and he's fucking harassing them. And he's like letting the red states get relief funds while the blue states are not getting relief funds. So like, there's all these problems that are part and parcel with it. So that's what I would say is like, I'm not against the country staying together, but we just need better leadership. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Wes Nelson, thanks for the $10. I live in a small town in Georgia, and there's nothing worse than people complaining that everything sucks and yet keep voting for the same people that screwed them over. Yeah, it is kind of frustrating, isn't it? And how many people say like there'll be somebody who criticizes Trump and it's like a Trump voter who's like talking to a news outlet, and then they like everybody's like, well, they're just going to vote for him again. So why are you even good? Like they do this thing where it's like, oh yeah, I'm against this. This is bad. Gas prices are too high. And it's like, and if Trump ran again, you'd fucking vote for him. So 100%. For those people, they need to shut the fuck up, you know? Tarun, thanks for the $50. Merry Christmas, everybody. Well, thank you, sir. Merry August 17th Christmas to you as well. Southeast Coys, thanks for the $10. Are you concerned for Hassan's life after the smears he's faced from Destiny and the right? The Hassan smears are getting worse. Please get on his stream soon. This smears are out of control. They are. And I'm more concerned about the Fox News stuff than the Destiny stuff personally. All it takes is one psycho. So yeah, it's not good. And but he's doing a good job holding up and fighting back against them. And like I'm trying to do my best to push back against it too in segments and whatnot. But hopefully more and more people are seeing the light and they realize just how like crazy these smears are. I'm happy he's suing Scott Jennings. I will say that.
Oh, he's suing that guy?
Yeah, and he needs to be
good.
sued. He said that Hassan supports lynching black people. Like, are you fucking insane? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, that's the least true thing anybody's ever said ever. They took a totally out of context clip of him like reading some shit or being sarcastic, and we're like, see, he wants to lynch black people. Like one of the top left-wing streamers in the country wants to lynch black people, even though that's like the polar opposite of left-wing politics, you fucking jackass.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're so stupid.
Where's it?
A day and forever. Thanks for the $10. 1.10 year plus fan. One. Okay, no, it says 1 10-year fan. 2, I won a state house primary. 3, Dem nominee in South Carolina House 47. 4, I was NSPM 7 related target in February. 5, day I launched campaign got pulled over. First time in 5 years. 6, can I get an interview? Reach out to Lilith and we will take a look. But that's kind of crazy.
Yo, Lilith gave up on our podcast. What the fuck? She doesn't watch anymore. I'm tired of her.
She might be doing some shit that's like important. You know what
Maybe.
I'm saying?
She used to comment some shit. Now she doesn't fuck with us anymore.
In forever. Anyway, I got that written down. Hey, today I wouldn't blame her because we were clipping like a motherfucker. These people, troopers, for staying with us. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like everybody who's fucking.
And I had bangers lined up, man. Fuck.
StreamYard had different plans.
Yeah, you talk about the threes. There was that girl, our stream, and now the next person is going to be the third person in threes who passes away.
Chris Wallace, thanks for the $10. A reminder, April 14th, 2025, Dan Barulis, Doge whistleblower, Russian IP used valid Doge credentials. NLRB security blocked access. He got a threat with drone photos. Days later, his brake lines were cut. Oh, shit. So you're saying Doge used Russia to hack into our government is what you're saying, which I would not doubt for a motherfucking second. They were on a crime spree like nobody's business, and they need to go.
Yeah, but he worked for Doge, so kind of fuck him at first, though. Right? We don't like him initially, but yes.
Who are you talking about? The guy who he's referencing?
Yeah, Dan Barulis.
He's telling a story about a guy named Dan Barulis who was a Doge whistleblower who explained that we were hacked by Russia. That's what he's saying. So the guy, you're right. I see what you're saying. He worked for Doge, so fuck him.
Yeah.
But like, at least we know what actually happened because of him. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah. So he won our trust back.
Yeah, facts. Chris Walsh, thanks again, man. Only on 9/11, after the towers fell, Trump bragged that 40 Wall Street was now the tallest. His company later took $150,000 in 9/11 small business recovery funds. Hassan spoke, Trump spoke, and profited. Yeah, man. And I'm just tired of the fucking Hassan discourse. Like, people don't know what he was actually saying when he said that shit. You know, like he was talking about blowback, period. That's it. Like he was saying, like, when you meddle in the Middle East, this is what happens. The chickens come home to roost. Funny enough, Malcolm X got in trouble for saying something similar to that. When JFK was assassinated, he said, like, you know, this is the chickens coming home to roost. People were like, how dare you? You know? And it's a very similar thing to that, I feel like.
Thanks, Chris.
Razor Jam, thanks for the $10. Kyle, do you think Trump is going to make it through the term? I'm skeptical. I feel like at this moment I lean towards he's not going to, but you know,
just off of health.
Yes, just off of health. Yeah, not from anything else, just health.
I mean, Loki, he still never looks like he like ages on some shit, man.
I disagree completely.
Really?
If you look at him, I covered. When the fuck did I? Hold on, let me see. Did I cover? I already did the prep for it, but I don't know if I covered it today or if I'm going to cover it tomorrow. I think I'm covering it. I'm covering it tomorrow. Okay. There's a video that's it shows Trump in 2024 versus 2026, like just recently. He looks so much worse now than he did in 2024.
Really?
So much worse. His face is like more haggard and bloated and like more lines on it. He just looks like he's aged 10 years in 2 years. So I do think he's struggling. I think like they're pumping him full with all sorts of shit in order to try to keep him alive. That's what I think. Hello, thanks for the $10. I'm a cannabis researcher at a university. What is going on in Texas with the new THC laws and sentences is insane. A proposed life sentence is crazy work. Have we learned nothing from the war on drugs? Texas doesn't give a fuck about science. They don't give a fuck about information. They don't give a fuck about freedom. They don't give a fuck about rights. Texas just does whatever the fuck they want to do, and they worry about the consequences later. So to answer your question, no. We are, I mean, I'm not surprised by what they're doing because they're a bunch of demons.
Yeah, Texas is pretty fucked up, except for like Austin. Austin's cool, right?
And all of Joe Rogan's sucking off of Texas, and this is what they do. They ban THC, which you basically live on, you know?
Oh, they banned it there?
Yeah, they banned THC. Yep. So now all the weed that Rogan smokes there is totally illegal.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. And he did some shit where he was like, oh, this is going to like lead to Democrats winning. Like, that's the most tepid shit you can say about it, you dumb bitch. What you should say is, I'm going to hold this big fat juicy L because I shit on California all the time, but now Texas is like doing the thing that was my biggest political position ever, was like advocating for legalizing weed.
Yeah.
Now they're going back on it, and that's the most you're going to do. You could call the motherfucking governor, you bitch. He's got a picture with the governor. Call the governor and be like, veto this shit. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, it's weird that he's not touching that one. Or call the president and have him, like, come on,
he's
man.
a cuck. He's a cuck. He's a little bitch.
Oh.
Scar, thanks for the $5. Been working at Costco food court since May, and I got the job. Question for the two of you: honest first impression of each other. I thought he was cool as hell, man. I thought Corin was cool as hell.
Yeah,
Corin is he's always been a cool dude. He's always like, you know, he would wear like some sporty shit, and he just like had a cool ass personality. Everybody liked him. They like being around him. He has a great personality. He like smiles and makes people laugh and shit. He's like kind of like a class clown, and so yeah, he always had a cool ass vibe. I always liked him.
Thanks, man. Yeah, the feeling was mutual, man. Like, I don't know where, like, the first time I saw Kyle, but it might have been math class or some shit.
Yeah.
Where him and Bobby were on the opposite side of the room joking about some dumb shit. And I was like, I want to be joking about that. And then, like, we still made it work from opposite sides of the room, joking about dumb shit, and our teacher would get tight at us. But, like, whatever you guys were talking about, I was like, I want to be talking about that same shit.
And
like,
then
let me in on that shit. Yeah.
Here we are. Shit. How many years later are we? Fucking like 28 years later or some shit.
Still talking about the same.
Still, like now we got a group chat. We're in that bitch. Yeah.
It's the same dynamics in that shit.
And shout out to you, Scar, for working at that Costco food court. We fuck with Costco on this podcast. This is a pro Costco podcast.
Fuck with Costco.
I love Costco.
That could be one of the most goated jobs in the world because the pizza's banging, the chicken shit is banging, the hot dogs are banging. You get a hot dog and a soda for like $1.99 or some OD shit. Like, shout out to Costco for just keeping your prices OD low.
And it's got to feel good to work at a company that you know is like one of the better companies in the country, where like they're actually like paying their people a good amount, and like their food is good, like Corin was saying. Like Costco is useful as fuck, buying in bulk, affordable, like. Everything about them is like, compare them to like Walmart. They're so much fucking better than like Walmart. So it's got to feel good knowing, oh, when I go to work here like this, I'm doing some real shit, you know?
Yeah. No, shout out to them. They have the people who work there, like to your point, they get paid well. I've heard like they paid well, they get benefits. And also like my cashier will be wearing some shit where I'm like, is that my cashier? Like you could just, dead ass, I've seen people working at Costco just wearing some shit. And I'm like, yo, you're the dude? He's like, yeah, come here. I'll check you out. Like, did you get skin? Did you see the shit? There was a guy who he said he goes to Costco and just eats all the free samples, doesn't buy shit, and just eats all the, and like that's how he lives off of Costco free samples.
Oh my God. I've never heard of that before. That's wild.
Some guy on the news recently. It's mad funny. Like, I fuck with him because they got some bang. Sometimes they hit you with some weak shit. Like if they're trying to get rid of some shit. Some days, every sample is a banger.
By the way, if you want to make a new YouTube video for your channel, that's your idea right there. You say like trying to live off only Costco sample food for a week or something like that. That would get a gazillion views, bro.
OD.
You should do that shit.
OD.
Socialist Holiday, thanks for the $10. Hypothetical question: if a future president pardons Luigi, what do you think the reaction from the public would be? I think it would be outraged at first. The media would be outraged at first, right? And you'd see a decent amount of disagreement out there. There'd be people saying like, that's wrong, that's fucked up. But I do think it's one of those things where like after like 2 weeks, nobody would care. Like it would be like, this is wrong, this is bad. But then after 2 weeks, it'd be like, yeah, remember when they pardoned Luigi? Yeah, I remember that shit. But that would be it.
Have you followed that? Like, is he pleading guilty because he could potentially get off on some other shit?
So I did, and I covered this today. So apparently what they're doing is the federal government fucked up the way that they tried to bring the case.
Yeah.
what they're doing is like they're pleading guilty to a federal charge of like stalking, and then that's in turn getting the state charges dismissed. So like the murder charge at the state level is gone now, or that's like what's supposed to be. And so then now like they say he's very likely to get a sentence where he's out by the time he's like 50.
Like 8 to, they said like 8 to something, or like 8 to 10 or something small.
Something kind of small. Yeah. So but now it is possible that the judge just like does I think they called it an upward variance or something like that, where he's like, because of the seriousness of the crime, we're going to make it more time. But like the fact that they opened up the door for maybe Luigi to get off kind of light, like the feds are fucking stupid because they're run by the biggest idiots in the world, you know?
Yeah, facts. Cash Patel was doing that shit while he's drinking with the hockey team.
Totally, yeah. Broadway Scott, thanks for the $10. Stephanie Miller clipped your CNN rant on her show today. Oh, that's what's up. Have you been on her show? Also, open invite if you guys are ever in the Bay Area to golf at Burlingame Country Club. I'll hook you up. Oh, my boy Scott. He knows exactly how to get in my heart, man. Like, if anybody listening to this, if you want me to love you forever, all you gotta do is exactly what Scott
invite
is doing
motherfuckers to a golf course. We're in that bitch.
That's all you gotta do. Just make it some exclusive ass golf course. Anybody listening to this, if you're asking get me on Augusta National, I might just jack you off.
No,
I might just beat your shit. Like, get me on Augusta National, and it's on like Donkey Kong. But anyway, shout out to you, Scott. We appreciate you, man. That's very kind of you, and we'll keep that in mind. And I did not know that about Stephanie Miller, but shout out to Stephanie Miller, man. She's the GOAT. She goes back to the Air America days. So much love to Stephanie. That's what's up, man. Love that. Unology, thanks for the $10. Kyle, would you do a Jubilee, one leftist versus 20 liberals? We need one. I would not in this moment. I don't really want to do any Jubilee thing, so I'll say that right up front. Like, I probably wouldn't do any of them. But to the extent I would do one, it would probably more likely be versus 20 conservatives, because that's where the real fight is right now. At the moment, I kind of consider the liberals our allies because they're against Trump, and that's like the most important thing. You know what I'm saying?
That shit would pop off if you were on that show. That would kind of be fucking banger.
It would, and I'm sure they want me, but you know, I don't know. I still lean against it because a lot of it is so performative, and like they're lying about what their mission is. They're like, oh yeah, we're trying to bring people together. Like, no, the fuck you're not. You're trying to monetize this shit. Yeah. By the way, I just covered the Tim Pool one.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't seen any questions.
Jubilee immediately fucking jacked all the fucking monetization for that video, of course. So like they're also pieces of shit like that. Like everybody else, like if you cover some shit of theirs, like they don't steal your monetization. Like everybody sort of lets everybody use their shit except Jubilee.
Oh, you wouldn't be able to use those clips on like your channel?
I'm able to use them, but whatever money is made from that clip, they get.
Oh, what?
Yeah, they steal the monetization.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of shit about Jubilee I don't like. Like they're not cool. They're really not.
And so did that dude, he genuinely walked off because he was getting roasted or something?
Yeah, I don't know if he came back, but he definitely walked off at one point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob Sashicum, thanks for the $10. Where did you meet Crystal and how did you ask her out? I met her online. She reached out to me to come on her show Rising at the time. She very openly has said like she used me and some other people who were popular online to like get eyeballs on her show, and it worked. And so like she kind of credits me and some others for like helping to blow up Rising in the first place. Andrew Yang, she says too, she did a big interview with Andrew Yang when he ran for president, and like that helped blow their shit up too, and the Yang gang helped blow him up. So that's how we met. She literally just like tweeted at me and said, follow me so I can DM you. And then I followed her. She brought me on the show. Then I went on the show maybe like 3 or 4 times. And then we started just like talking in the DMs. And then she had a live show in New York, and I think they invited me, and I was like, okay, I'm down. And then basically after that, we just stayed in contact all the time. One thing led to another. Bada bing, bada boom. Next thing you know, you're married, and that's that, bro.
Thanks, Rob.
So really, I didn't even ask her. I guess she kind of asked me out because like she reached out to me to come on her show, and then that just led to longer conversations. And then when she invited me to do their show in New York, I said yes. And like from then on, it was just, you know.
And
like
for any girlfriends in the past, Kyle's smooth in the DMs and with the text game. So he knows how to handle his shit.
Why Kalulu, thanks for the $10. 617 gas and 721 diesel in Hilo. We're here, guys. We're here. Damn, bro, that's crazy.
I don't know where Hilo is, but
I don't know where that is either. But the name sounds Hawaiian though.
Yeah, it sounds like some Hawaiian shit.
Hilo.
And his
it's
his
in
or her
Hawaii.
username is
it's in Hawaii. Yeah. So yeah, I mean Hawaii and I think probably California are the two with the highest gas prices in the country, I think.
Yeah,
but
because you gotta fucking like import that shit, right?
That's rough as fuck. Yeah. That's rough as fuck. I think it's like four and change here. Dr. Khan, thanks for the $20. Hey, Kyle, huge fan of the show. Been watching you since high school, and I'm now in my final year of med school. My mom also watches your videos every morning. Thanks for all your hard work. Well, thank you, Dr. Khan. I really appreciate that. And shout out to you, man. Congratulations on being in your final year of med school, doing the Lord's work out there, actually helping people and fixing them physically. Appreciate that.
He's got Braun in his default photo over there, man. Hopefully you've subbed to his golf channel.
That is a real one. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you. And say hi to your mom for me. Tell her I say hi and thank you for watching. Jen Hug, thanks for the $10. Have you guys seen the Joseph James for President campaign with his crazy, messy apartment and his straight pride flag beyond parody? I have not seen that, but the fact that he has a straight pride flag means for sure he's gargling dicks on the low.
OD.
Just like, I don't know if you saw this.
Straight pride flag?
I guess so. Did you see this thing on social media with this guy wearing a sweatshirt where the back of it said, something like the only good pedophile is a dead pedophile, or like dead pedophiles don't reoffend. It said something like that. And everybody was tweeting immediately like, check that motherfucker's hard drive. Because the fact that you're wearing that shit tells me you're hiding some shit. Straight pride flag. Oh my God, bro. That's the most embarrassing shit I've ever seen in my life.
That's the worst.
You don't need a pride flag. Like, bro, we are the default. If you're straight, we are the default. Everybody just assumes that like 85 to 95% of the population is straight.
Yeah.
So like there's nothing. Why do you need to show pride? Like we're the default shit.
He's got some shit going on.
Yeah. The rules are you're only allowed to show like pride if it's some minority shit, because you're viewed as like outside of what the mainstream thing is. So like in order to let everybody know, like, hey man, don't fuck with us. Like we're comfortable with who we are. That's where the pride shit comes from.
And he got some 2 first names, something Joseph James, weird
Crazy.
Dude.
It's like when people do the white pride shit. Like that's just Nazi shit.
Yeah.
Like you're allowed to say black pride.
Yeah.
Because what is it? Like 12% of the population is black. Everybody knows what that means. There's nothing hateful at the core of it. But white pride is like, as soon as they start saying white pride shit, run for the hills.
Yeah.
They're trying to hang people. They're trying to kill people. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
YouTube comments. Thanks for the $10. In my district, a left-wing challenger recently lost to APAC-backed incumbent by 30%. He had a better ground game, but I saw the APAC guys' ads constantly on YouTube. So maybe that's something to consider. Well, yeah. So if there's a big money disadvantage, and they're running a lot of ads and they have a better ground game, it's just possible to have a left-wing candidate who just doesn't actually run a good campaign and lose. So that's the other thing. Like the money still matters to some extent. Like with Abdul, we were able to beat the flow of money because he's such a phenomenally talented person and he won the debates and he had a good ground game. But like, yeah, it's still an uphill battle a lot of the times.
All right, we got 20 minutes left, so we'll fly through some of these shits.
Brute Force Logic, thanks for the $20. Hey, gents, new handle, solo podcast incoming. Kyle, don't ever put a cheese grater to your ball sack. And for the love of cheese, tell somebody at BP the camera is over sharpening. Love you guys. All right, I will pass that on and see if it does anything. But appreciate you, bro. Thank you very much.
Over sharpening? What is that? Too crispy of a camera?
Kind of. I think that's kind of what he's saying.
Can't have too crispy of a camera. Come on, bro.
Yeah. Eli, thanks for the $5. Hey, Kyle and Corin, love your shows. I am a 100% disabled veteran to make 4K in passive income. Any countries to recommend in Europe to move to? I'm 34 years old. Well, this is the age-old debate, but, some people would say move to the UK. Some people would say move to, like, Spain or Portugal.
Go to Dominican Republic.
But Corin would say Dominican Republic. There's probably Costa Rica, Bahamas. For me, I'm a weather guy, so like I would want to go where the weather is crispy as fuck all the time. But that's just me. Others may disagree. Some people would want to go to like colder places like in Scandinavia or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
but,
Europe's
those
expensive.
are some of your options. Yeah, Europe is expensive. It could be expensive. That's true.
But thank you for your service, bro. Sorry. Yeah,
appreciate you. Brute Force, thanks again. $50, very kind of you. I'm 11 months older than my wife. I'm a monster. Crystal is older, and you, Junior, won the lottery. On Flock, you have to watch Ben Jordan's content. He's so important and brilliant. Well, will do. Thank you very much for that. And yes, I did win the lottery with Crystal. You are correct.
If his name is Ben with 2 fucking N's, I'm a little sus. You need to just drop one of those N's, Ben. Thank you, though, Brute.
Shut Up and Play Club. Thanks for the $20. Very kind of you. Teal UFO brainwashing theory. Another node of this operation appears to be News Nation, subsidiary of Nexstar, largest TV station owner in the country. They spew this garbage daily. Appears to be clearly fed to them. Yeah, I could see that. Again, I think you floated this theory before. The Peter Thiel's trying to push out UFO type shit. I could see that shit. I'm not surprised by that.
Thank you. Shut up and play.
They do sort of trot that out when they're trying to like distract from all sorts of actual fucked up shit the government's doing, I feel like. So
Facts.
JHLFC, thanks for the $10. Saying you are a communist in the US is like saying you're a Sagittarius. It literally means nothing in any practical terms of power. So why is the left allowing it to be used against them? Well, here's the thing. Yeah, like the right accuses everybody of being. I mean, they said it about David Crowley, who's like the moderate Democrat. They said it about Hillary Clinton when Hillary ran. They said it about Obama. So like they're always going to say it. It's lost its bite. You know what I'm saying? Like now they don't even try to say socialist because socialist is viewed as just positive. So now they've gone to, oh, they're communist or Marxist. And like eventually people are going to be like, I don't care about you saying that either. So like they've overreached and it's like really showing up now, you know?
Thanks, JH.
Monica, thanks for the $10. Considering what Trump has done to destabilize the Western world and tarnish the image of MAGA, where do you think the trans conversation is headed and the convo on other social issues? It's a good question. I'm worried about the harm done to the trans community, specifically in the red states. If I was a trans person living in a red state, I would probably just try to get to a blue state because just to be extra safe and secure, knowing that the blue states are going to protect you from, you know, having the medicine that you need and, you know, having better protections for the trans community. But I'm concerned about the lasting impact in the sense that, like, I don't know, there's like a rising tide of this sort of like low Q, de facto anti-trans garbage, which is like cloaked in feminist language, right? The trans exclusionary radical feminists, the people who are like, I'm so pro-woman that I hate trans people. I'm kind of worried about that shit, the rise of that shit. You saw this with the NBA stuff that just happened.
Yeah.
So like, I'm worried about that. And just with the rise of the right in general, they're authoritarian on so many different fronts with the ICE stuff going after immigrants, with women not being able to get an abortion. And so like, yeah, I mean, the tide is shifting back to the left. And when that happens, we need to make sure that the Democratic politicians don't like leave trans people behind. You know what I'm saying? Like you still need to protect their rights and defend their rights and not out of political convenience say, yeah, fuck it, we're going to throw them under the bus. So I think that times are going to get a little bit better as the Democrats take power, but I would still get the fuck out of the red states is what I would say.
Yo, Johnny, why is that fucking cringy, bro?
Yeah, Johnny, what the fuck, bro? He's 100% disabled. Like, geez.
Yeah.
Uncommon Cinema, thanks for the $5. Hey, Corin, have you thought about just spamming shorts? I feel like the YouTube algorithm is better to growing channels through shorts. Kyle, hi. Hello, Uncommon Cinema.
I don't know. I that's a good ass point because that shit is true as fuck. When I was doing a lot more shorts, I saw like huge growth in my channel, but I don't know. I posted 2 shorts yesterday of Amari and Candace Parker, and those shits were ass cheeks as fuck. But I guess like if you spam it, like maybe it'll go better.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like YouTube likes to push long videos and then also maybe the shorts. But like the ones in the middle, I feel like are the ones that sort of get knocked by the algorithm.
Do you do any shorts or have like?
No, very rarely. I've done maybe
those,
5
your
or
shorts
10.
would pop off.
Well, I mean, people can like I could tell my editor like take the best moment of every day and put it as a short. I could do that.
Yeah.
You know.
Should those? Yeah, I have noticed though, Uncommon, that when I do a lot of shorts in a row, that my subs do go up. So yeah, no, I'm trying.
George Wade, shout out to the GOAT. Thanks for the $20. See, you have a real job. It's not a traditional job. Your ladies, your podcast. If you hit it hard, there will be money and all the other shit you do. Watch Star Wars. Don't get old. Love Skechers. You will need them one day. LOL. I will say, bro, I had Skechers golf shoes, and them bitches were comfy as fuck.
Really?
Oh my days, they were so comfortable. Yeah, they really nailed it with those Skechers golf shoes that came out in
I'm
like
saying,
2015 or whatever the fuck.
There's a difference between like I'm not arguing that the comfort isn't there, but was the style there? Like, would you rather have been wearing some Nike bangers or some shit?
Well, yes, but those Skechers golf shoes in particular were just all black. And it's hard to fuck up a straight up black shoe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like those were actually okay looking, but your point broadly is taken.
Yeah. A lot of servers and restaurants will wear like some all black Skechers or some shit, and they probably are comfy. But like, George, I don't know, man. If you catch me in Skechers, I'm just giving up, I think. I'm cooked.
Brute Force Logic, thanks for the $10. Did I need to tell you I'm Pentaxin scene? How dare you, sirs? Oh, shout out to Brute Force Logic.
Oh, my bad, Pentax. Bro. Thank you. You're a real one, bro.
Dodging the authorities.
Your whole fucking swag. Like
dodging the authorities for Brute Force Logic.
Yeah. Whatever you got to do, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah, shout out to you, bro. Lizzie, thanks for the $5. Invite the guys from Internet Today on KKF, Ricky and Elliot. Those two cover politics, tech, and some nerd stuff from a leftist lens. Ricky and Elliot. Okay, Ricky and Elliot. And what's the name of the thing? Internet Today? Okay.
Did you ever watch Rick and Morty? That shit is apparently very popular.
No, it is very popular, but I've never watched it.
Yeah,
but it has like a big cult following.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Shout out, Lizzie. Appreciate it. The Grand Region, thanks for the $10. Kyle, are you suppressing my super chats? Ever since I criticized your Iran war predictions, they have been showing up much later than they should. I waited 2+ hours despite typing first.
What? I read your shits right off the get.
Sir, I don't even run this podcast. I don't know if you notice, my hands are always just doing nothing. Like,
yeah, it's me that clicks and things. But yeah, we went through the whole shit, Grand Village Man. I appreciate you a lot, bro.
But
yours were the first ones that came up.
But you did just remind me that you were saying he was the dude who said my predictions on Iran were as bad as Dave Rubin.
Yeah, he was trying to get at you for a second, but
that is insane, bro. You're lucky we didn't ban your ass after that. I didn't fuck with your shit, but maybe I should have. Okay.
No, I appreciate you always getting him in early, bro. But we read them shits dumb early.
Yeah, I don't even know what he said today. Do you know what he said today or no?
I could go back.
No, you don't have to go back. If we already did it, you said?
Yeah.
We did it. Okay, so then, yeah, what's the problem? Team Eccentric, thanks for the $5. Kyle, if you campaigned for someone, they'd pull up your Kyle out of context videos. Imagine how unhinged those attack ads would be. I mean, yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, everybody's got to pick a lane in this world, and my lane is I'm the internet guy who tells the truth and has fun, right? So, like, if you're the internet guy who tells the truth and has fun, it's kind of hard to, like, I'm a serious spokesman for the serious thing. Like, I don't know. It doesn't really work like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Trump kind of blurred those lines a little bit, where it opened up the door a little bit more to people like me. But, like, you know, I don't want to deal with this stupid ass fucking dumbass attacks where people pretend to be outraged over some shit they're not outraged about, you know? So, Mike, thanks for the $5. Did you and Crystal vote for Kamala Harris in 2024? Destiny Hunch are floating conspiracy theories that you actually voted for Jill Stein. Yeah, they've been lying all along. Like, so what they do is they played a video of me, like, wishing a happy birthday to Jill Stein when Biden was still in the race and still president. And what I said in that video was, like, I'm happy that somebody's running for president who's not arming and funding a genocide. Basically, I was implying that, like, if it's Joe Biden versus Jill Stein, I might end up voting for Jill Stein because I was very pissed at Joe Biden for arming and funding a genocide. I still think to this day that's a perfectly reasonable position to take. I was calling Biden the best president of my lifetime until he armed and funded a genocide. And he went from the best president of my lifetime to the worst Democratic president of my lifetime, like that, because of that arming and funding of a genocide. But after that video came out, Joe Biden dropped out, Kamala Harris became the nominee, and anybody who followed the show the entire time will tell you from literally day one, I was happy that it was Kamala Harris and not Joe Biden anymore. And then when Kamala Harris picked Tim Walz, I was over the moon. People say I was like one of the most Kamala-pilled leftists that was out here. So I was very openly pro-Kamala. Like, nobody could say anything otherwise. And so as soon as Kamala became the heir apparent, I was riding hard for her. So all of this bullshit that, like, I didn't support her or I was going to vote for the Green Party in that election, it's just not true. It is literally just a flat-out, complete, and utter lie. I've been very open with how I've voted in every single election since I started voting. And I've gone through it. I said in 2008, I voted for Obama in the primary and Obama in the general. In 2012, I voted for Jill Stein because I was pissed at Obama for the drone war that was killing innocent civilians. In 2016, I voted for Bernie in the primary and I voted for Jill Stein in the general. In 2020, I didn't vote, but for a while there, I thought maybe I should have voted because Biden was the best president of my lifetime until the genocide. Now I'm kind of happy I didn't do it in 2024. And then it was Kamala after that. And then now, obviously, that we're up to date now, but you get the point. Like, they're just lying because that's the only way they feel like they can undermine me is by trying to make that argument, even though anybody who's followed the channel from the beginning knows exactly what my evolution has been. Like, they can get away with lying and then repeating it over and over and over. It's a very Trumpian tactic. But again, anybody who's honest and who's followed the show will admit they are just wrong. So, you know, they could say whatever the fuck they want. This is why I don't really take those guys seriously, is because why are you talking more about me and like Pisco and Josiah as fascism is sweeping through the country? Like, I don't know if you guys notice, if you watch my channel, 90% of the time, I'm shitting on the fascist Republicans, and then 10% of the time, I'm shitting on the diet MAGA Democrats, okay? I am fighting fascism as hard as I can on my show, to the extent that it's serious to do it on your show with a platform where you talk, right? But, like, they spend most of their time talking about Hassan and Pisco and Josiah and, like, all these internet characters who not all that many people know, and, like, we're somehow the villains when you have, like, Stephen Miller, goose stepping and zig heiling and shoving people in concentration camps, and they're carpet bombing innocent fishermen in the Caribbean and the Pacific, and they're like ending voting rights, and they're starting new wars every other week, and they're like giving all the money to the Epstein class, and we're the problem. You're like talking about us. It's just not serious. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I was ranting a little long there.
No, you could.
Kevin, thanks for the $5. Hey, Kyle, huge fan. I live in Brooklyn and I love Zoran. Curious, when you say that he ordered a deep cleaning of the subway, though, are you 100% sure? It was reported. I mean, I don't know.
He did Chambers Street was one. He's starting with that. And he's doing a bunch more. But he put fans in a bunch of subway stations that didn't have AC.
So it's possible, Kevin, he didn't reach your subway yet, which maybe
he's not.
He
can't do fucking every subway station in fucking month.
Yeah, but he's working on it. In the same way he filled like a record number. He filled over 100,000 potholes. Like, he's going in. He's the man. Philip, thanks for the $5. Who do you think is the most overly praised president? Who's the most overly praised president? Reagan, for sure. It's definitely Reagan. Yeah, everybody acts like Reagan was great. He was like one of the people who destroyed this country. Mr. Shea, thanks for the $5. Tom Bilyeu used to be a great motivation channel with great guests. Now he's just a right-wing centrist propaganda. Every video anti-Zoran. I know who that guy is, and he always annoyed me because he always struck me as like a guy who was like doing the Rogan shtick far after it was cool, right? Like he's like, I want to do a podcast, and I want it to be like Joe Rogan's, and he set up like a weird sort of like, Frankenstein creation of a Joe Rogan type podcast, and it just like was so obviously a knockoff that it was just gross to me from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't strike me as that smart. He struck me as a guy who like thinks he's really smart, but he's not that smart. QC man, thanks for the $5. Kyle, do you support lynching? If not, then why do you support known lynching enthusiast Hassan Piker? Scott Jennings let me know as sarcasm thingy. Yeah, man. I can't believe he tried to get away with that. But shout out to you, bro. Far Twain, thanks for the $5. Crowley's red bird story is so dumb. I see red birds every day. He could have said, God, show me a Jeep Wrangler, and odds would have been the exact same. True. I see red birds all the time, too. I feel like in the mid-Atlantic region, there's plenty of cardinals. Bottle Rocket, thanks for the $5. Do you feel mentally and emotionally prepared to suddenly become as publicly known and controversial as Hassan should that day suddenly come? I got to be honest with you. Nobody is more prepared for it than me because I don't read or look at anybody saying anything about me. So, like, Rogan pretends like he doesn't do that. I actually don't do that, right? Like, genuinely, I have no idea. The only time I get any taste of what anybody's saying about me is when you guys come here and say, well, Destiny said this and that. I don't know. I don't look. I don't watch. I don't care. Like, none of that shit, right? And so, like, I could set the world on fire. They could be coming after me, oh, dinky, and I wouldn't care. I'd be watching some golf YouTube video and doing my show and hitting some golf shots in my lawn. Like, I wouldn't know, bro. I really wouldn't know. Like,
That's actually why this is the best forum. Get him in there to inform him.
Johnny, thanks for the $5. If more progressives enter Congress, they need to not vote for Jeffries. I don't want to hear the excuse they need to work with him. He needs to go. I mean, I agree with you, but I'm also willing to say let him cook a little bit because I don't think, like, I think that they have a strategy in mind right now. Now, if the day comes when it's time to use leverage and they don't, then I'll say they're not using their fucking leverage, and that's bullshit, right? But I think the new ones, especially like Daria Liza and Chris Rabb, like I really have faith that they're going to throw their weight around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like I really think Malat Kiros is about that life, and she's going to throw her weight around. So like we'll see, but I think there's going to be like a real like Tea Party of the left. But in the moment, you got to let them cook a little bit until the time comes where it's time to use our clout. You know what I'm saying? Swag, thanks for the $5. Please cover the Honduras Gate tapes. They involve the ex-Honduras president and Donald J. Trump. Also, Bibi Nut in Yahoo. Okay, Honduras tapes. Let me type that in. Honduras tapes.
Some shit.
Okay, gotcha. Written down. Thank you. Wade W., thanks for the $5. Not enough people mention Deutsche Bank being so close to Trump when Deutsche Bank helped build Auschwitz. I mean, also, like, correct me if I'm wrong.
A lot of, like, IBM and all those.
Yeah, it wasn't like Volkswagen and Hugo Boss and like there's all these companies that still
Chase Bank, I think.
Did all
I don't
that
know
shit.
if it was Chase
but
Bank.
I got some Hugo Boss shirts, bro, and like I don't feel like I'm helping Nazis.
So I'm saying I still listen to Kanye's music, man.
You know, R. Kelly comes on the radio and
I'm singing that bitch like a motherfucker.
Bubs, thanks for the $5. If we told Trump we'd put his head on Mount Rushmore if he resigned, do you think he's vain enough to consider it? Anyways, do you denounce Hassan? Just kidding. That's a good question, bro. I don't know, but I'd be willing to make some trade like that where it's like, oh, yeah, we'll do this thing for you or that thing for you if you step down. And then the second that motherfucker dies, immediately take his name down. Adam King, thanks for the $5. Kyle, now that Crystal went on Jon Stewart's pod, I'm assuming y'all got a contact for him. KKF guest with with y'all convincing him to run. We need it. I mean, look, I would love it. I would love it. So we got some other things cooking at the moment. We want to get Hunter Biden on. I want to get Rosie O'Donnell on that bitch.
That'd be
Rosie
a banger.
O'Donnell's like my spirit animal, man. I fuck with Rosie.
If you get Rosie O'Donnell, please ask her about her viral fucking fluffy doll that she had back in the day. Davina still has one of those shits.
Okay, I will do that. Remind me when.
Say my friend still has a Rosie O'Donnell doll that went viral.
She's so New York. I love it. And I feel like she's like almost like a second mom to me. She feels like a second mom. The way she acts, the way she talks, it's very like she's just like a charismatic mom. So I fuck with her. And she's got good politics. Energy, thanks for the $5. Kyle, wondering if you came across the story of the UAE's leader's entourage racially abusing a Sudanese protester in London protesting the war in Sudan. I did not see that, but I will take a look because that sounds fucking horrible. We got 2 minutes left, and I'm about to piss myself, so we're about to wrap this bitch up in a second. Speaking of KKF guests, when are you getting Hassan on? I see you guys reacting to each other all the time. I mean, we've had him on multiple times, but, I'd love to have him on again, and I'd also love to go on his show. I know he likes having people there, and I'm not in L.A. at any time, really, but we'll work it out. Galvanate, thanks for the $5. Did you know that former Fox host Jeanine Pirro that her husband received a pardon from Trump? Crazy, now she's his handpicked DC attorney. Bro, you ain't seen nothing yet. That's like a little tiny amount of the corruption and the self-dealing and like the nepotism that goes on in the White House
recently on something?
Not really. She had to drop a case of a guy who like touched the reflecting pool water because they had no evidence he committed a crime, and then Trump flipped out and was like, I'm gonna fire you. It was just some stupid shit. Martin Miller, thanks for the $5. Democrats should do an investigation into Mike Huckabee because he has connections to Jonathan Pollard, who gave us secrets to Israel and secretly. What he did is he gave U.S. secrets to Israel when he was working as a U.S. intelligence agent, and then he was like, went to prison for that, and then was let out, and now he's hanging out with Huckabee. Like, I think Huckabee's probably working for Israel on some real shit.
All right, 2 more.
Michael Wells, thanks for the $5. It's been a bit. My work schedule will change. Has made it hard to watch live, but I appreciate you guys a lot. What is making you hopeful lately? It's a good question. I would say Zoran and the great DSA wins have been awesome. My lovely wife being amazing and incredible. All that stuff is making me happy, I would say. And yeah, that's it. And you lovely people who stick with us through all the good times and the bad times and the microphones popping and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Appreciate
all
you.
Right,
bro.
last one here.
Last one, Black Box, thanks for the $10. How do I not lose hope in positive, progressive change living in a profoundly red state? Genuine question. How do I cope? Well, the answer is we have no choice but to cope. We have no choice but to push through. As human beings, this is what being a human is. Being a human is never being satisfied, never being fulfilled, always pushing forward, always trying to get better. I forget who said it, but try to get 1% better every single day. Right. And that's both personally, but also in the politics and like trying to make your community better, your environment better around you. And it's corny and it's cheesy, but it's the truth. Like, we're never going to get to the final destination where everything's a utopia, but we got to push and push and push until we get as close to a utopia as humanly possible. And if we push as hard as we can, maybe we get to a place where we stop bombing innocent people and we have universal health care and people have a shot at a decent life. We have no choice, basically. The fascists are never going to give up. Politics is not anything where you reach an end stage, like where you get somewhere. It's just, it's a process, and you always got to engage in that process. The right knows that, and we need to learn that too. And just like always push forward no matter what. That's what I would say.
Adam said he didn't see his, but he sent
Kyle
it
White,
in earlier, Adam.
Kyle, why is MMA so right-wing? Palestinian fan on F1. Thank you for speaking on Palestine. I go to Bowdoin, Zoran's alma mater, but they barely mentioned his win. Reed Hastings gave $50 million last year. Yeah, I mean, and as Corin will point out, my name is not up in the Wall of Fame in Neurshall High School. My name is not up in the Wall of Fame in where I went to college. I own a university now. So yeah, I mean, it's just, it's an anti-left wing. It really is just like an anti-left wing bias. There's something about if you're like actually on the left and a democratic socialist, they're just like, no, that's too controversial. We don't like you up there. But shout out to you, bro. And what was the first part of that? Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
There's a Rosie O'Donnell doll.
That looks like Charlie Kirk. I'm not gonna lie.
The first part was
why is MMA so right wing? Yeah. I mean, it's combat sports, right? In combat sports, I feel like it attracts more of a right wing audience because they're cool with like watching people get brain damage, and more left wing people are not. They're more interested in like the arts and shit like that. So
Kyle, love you. Go pee. Thank you, bro.
Love you too, bro. I've been doing the pee dance here for a hot minute, but yes, I'll talk to all you guys, man. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.
Later, Kyle. I don't know how to hide this one. What? Thank you guys for rocking out. Sorry if I missed it. This is the Rosie O'Donnell doll. This shit back in, I don't know what year, but was one of the most popular dolls of all time. What do you say? Looks like Charlie Kirk. Thank you guys for rocking out. We'll see you. Oh, Maybe not next week, but the week after that. I might be away next week. All right, who wants the last word? Anybody? There we go. Laura is always a real one. I don't know why the mics were messed up early. I'm sorry about that. But hopefully when I upload it, because Kyle sounded good, I sounded good. So hopefully when I upload the stream, it'll all sound good. Appreciate you guys. All right. See you maybe not next week, the following week after that. Later, everybody.